Hello, everybody, and welcome as we hang out and just chat for a little bit before we get started with our session. I'm just fixing the cameras here as we go, so I'll just be done with that in just a moment. But how are folks doing? I know that, Caleb, you are mismanaging your Hearthstone quite well.
Oh yeah. If there are any Hearthstone Battleground enjoyers, the new update kind of has me a bit confused as to what exactly I need to do because they took out a lot of the good units that were like core to many of the strategies in this game. So now it's just like a hodgepodge of half-finished archetypes that are giving me chest pain.
Just gotta find whatever the new meta is gonna be.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the line.
Yeah,
And he gave me a champion who his ability is absolutely worthless. It gave me 1 gold after spending 65 gold. Worthless.
Everything you just said just sounds like our D&D adventure, where it's just a hodgepodge of archetypes, and we're figuring it out.
We're all worthless, and I don't know what we're doing.
Got all these useless abilities.
Yeah, just I don't remember the last time any of our abilities actually came up.
No, it was mostly driving last session.
Yeah.
Hey,
Driving and desk pushing.
yeah. Well, and
Those desks were important, though.
yeah,
So
Ronnie's ability to charm in mass.
yeah.
God.
Maybe like that and silvery barbs are probably the two most crucial abilities of the campaign so
For
far.
mostly
Oh,
charming
absolutely.
and
Yeah.
snatching things.
Yeah, it should have been called We Foil Jake.
I mean,
I think
it's
that's
just,
what it should have been called.
yeah, it's basically the stick your neck out mechanic, but you don't. There's no downside.
Well, we don't have to stick our
We don't have to
neck
stick
out.
our neck
No,
out.
it's actually just the I play the win card. I use my ability to win the encounter.
I say, haha, you thought, DM?
I'm gonna play my no thank you.
No, thank you. Try again later.
I'm gonna tap into that.
We're
beat.
talking a lot of trash for being in a a haunted, not a haunted church, but
Jake
a
can't kill me today. It's my birthday.
Technically, I'm not in the church. I am outside the church. If
Yeah.
Otto walked in there, he'd sizzle. So,
which speaking of actually the church, I do have a candle that I got a while ago from one of my players in one of my games. It's
Ooh.
D&D inspired. It is Sacred Temple is the scent.
Ooh.
So that's my scene setting for myself.
What does
Trying to get
it
to
smell
smell
like?
like a
What are
sacred
the
temple.
notes?
yeah, like what makes you
Smell-
feel closer to God? What smell?
Smells
For
like
me,
Yeah.
like
Just a
vanilla.
immortality.
What's great about this candle is it has notes of luxurious nag champa and like a rich resinous woods.
What?
It's sort of sweet with a
Wow.
gentle vanilla and orange blossom. If I
Very
could just
fancy.
sort of get
Champa.
away from that, that's sort of the notes I'm picking out.
I'm glad there was the sandalwood and orange blossom because the first couple of descriptions you gave, I was like, okay, yeah, I can
Yeah, nag
picture.
champa. We all
I
know
can
what that
picture.
means.
Yeah.
Smells like
Was it
Sounds
rose?
like
All us scent
dirty
heads in the
hippies.
house.
Can we all agree that sandalwood is a bad scent? Please.
No, we cannot.
It's not my favorite.
Sandalwood is a bad scent.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. It's like one of those things where there are candles that are made with vanilla. There are candles that are made with sandalwood. And I think Bath and Body Works has a really good scent that was called just mahogany. Not teak wood mahogany, but just mahogany. It's part of their men's line. And then when they added sandalwood to it, I couldn't use it anymore. It just like something about it is just like off to me. It's like sour, but like tangy. I can't do it. I wish I could.
if I'm gonna burn a candle, I usually like a citrusy scent.
Okay.
So I feel like that like brightens up the room a little bit.
What scent do you think the candles at Saint Sebastian are?
Death,
Hypocrisy? What's the
hypocrisy.
Hypocrisy. So kind of like a syrupy, I'd imagine. I imagine like a very sweet, sickly like syrup scent.
Wow, a hard hypocrisy. All right.
It has
Black
to be.
licorice.
Ooh,
Mhm.
licorice is the only candy that
Gross.
I got Stockholm syndromed into enjoying.
I don't like black licorice.
No,
Not
me
a fan.
neither.
yeah, Caleb, you're pro black licorice and anti sandalwood.
There's some hot takes.
Some hills
Hey.
to die on, I guess.
Hey! Look, when
Make an enemy
when I was
down
growing up, my grandmother always had licorice, but she
sweet.
only ever had black licorice, and it was the most disgusting thing I had ever had. But I love my grandmother's when she sat there and was like, "Oh, this is so good. You'll grow to love it." And I would eat it because she'd give it to me, and I would cry, just a tear going down my
Wow.
face, like, "Yeah, this is so good, Grandma." And then it just like, I don't know, over time, my taste buds were just like, "Hey, you're not dying from it. It's palatable."
Whoa.
Which is as far as I will say black licorice goes to being good, as I can
Whoa.
stomach it.
Yeah.
That's really sweet, though.
Yeah.
That was a
It-
tender.
it's
not
actually-
expecting a tender licorice story.
No,
but-
it's actually extremely bitter and disgusting, but I can stomach it now.
When
Uh,
you, for birthdays, backing up for a minute for
Birthdays.
what's the thing
Birthdays.
that's like, I have this on my birthday. This is birthday time. Like, what's the thing you do, eat?
Mm.
Is it a sandalwood candle? Right? What's the thing?
I
I
eat
do
a
eat-
sandalwood.
I
Yeah.
will eat sandalwood out of spite, just to
Yeah.
prove a point.
Yeah. I usually, it's not necessarily always on my birthday because, you know, sometimes your birthday falls during the week and there's not time for stuff. But my partner always makes my grandfather's pancakes for me. It's like growing up, that's what we got on special occasions, my grandfather's pancakes. And when we got married 20 years ago, because I'm an old person, my grandfather taught my partner how to make them. And so now he does them for special occasions.
That's
What
lovely.
what goes into the special pancakes?
They're just like a
Real
crepe.
simple.
Like they're not super fancy, but they're like the the way he did it, and it was his recipe. And like we have the pan that he used to make them in, and like
Oh.
yeah, it's just like it's really nice.
Nice.
Really sweet.
Yeah, and now my kids know how to make them too. So I'm the only one in the family doesn't know how to make them, which is
Yeah.
fine. I know how to make other stuff.
Yeah.
like
Look, that's
If
your
it's-
birthday. Look,
if
that's
it's
your
your
birthday
birthday
treat.
treat.
You should.
My
you don't have
birthday
to know.
treat.
how to
Yeah,
make
you
your
should never
birthday
have
treat.
to make
Oh.
your own birthday treat.
No, that's
Yeah.
that's how my mom feels because for the longest time, for her birthday would be a cheesecake that my grandma would make. And so
yeah.
when my grandmother passed and like we moved and everything, she was just like, "Yeah, I know how to
Somebody
make it, but
else
I'm
make
not
it."
making it. You're making it for me."
No,
and I'm
I
like,
mean like
"I got you."
There's a reason why like I get a cake from a bakery for my birthday for cake, but everybody else in the family I bake a chocolate buttermilk cake. That is our thing that we do
Chocolate
in the house.
buttermilk. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's really tasty. If there happen to be leftovers, I understand that it does not happen very often, but the second day, the cake is like compressed and really fudgy.
Okay.
If it makes it to day 2, it's usually not. You usually eat it all on the first day, but if you happen to make it, it like sinks in on itself.
Mm-hmm.
Really
It's like
good.
it's like a different little treat,
Yeah.
just different enough. Oh, I think for me, I don't have an actual thing I do on my birthday. I just kind of wake up and I'm like, all right, back at it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever really been someone that like holidays and stuff, yeah, because there's like a bunch of people that want to celebrate and hang out, but most days are just like, keep grinding, keep moving forward and doing what you got to do. I just kind of say,
I
I made
get
it
that.
another year.
And I understand that people like don't. I know plenty of people who don't celebrate their birthday or acknowledge it at all, but like I have tried really hard over the last couple of years to like really reclaim the idea that like I should be treating myself like a special occasion because I am a special occasion, And so like I think that for me that manifests in like acknowledging that birthday and giving myself the treats and doing stuff with it because I think that when like with kids, like you celebrate it big and you're so excited for them and like what is your plan for your next year and what are you doing and we're all excited and then like you get to adulthood and everybody has just like collectively decided that like we don't need that, like no, but we're still growing and doing cool stuff and being
Still something to
like,
celebrate.
yeah, you're a special occasion.
Uh,
I really
yeah,
love that.
starting with my 30th birthday, and I've done it I did like 30, 31, and then I skipped 32, and then like my 33rd birthday. I have done something that one of my coworkers dubbed Ron Swansoning my birthday.
Oh,
where
interesting.
I disappear off to a lake house with
Love
a
that.
stack of books and a couple old movies and
Yes.
a bunch of my favorite foods and a bottle of scotch. And
Okay.
just spend like a long weekend out there
Wow.
reading.
Hell yeah.
watching
Hey, yo,
stuff.
look,
That's
my
a
birthday may
great
not be.
answer.
I might not celebrate my birthday, but I'll celebrate your birthday with you.
Great.
That-
Hell yeah.
Like, if I can be part of
And
that.
like, and
Yeah.
you should
Amazing.
also, I mean, I hope that there's like all the bacon they have in the kitchen.
Oh yeah. Oh, there's
Good.
always
Thank goodness.
all of the bacon and eggs that can be made.
Yeah.
Actually, because
I know what I'm about, son.
My dog is going
because
crazy. One
Jake
second.
had talked to me about this back because my birthday's in October, and he talked to me about this a while back. So when I disappeared off on that birthday weekend, I watched a couple of like film noir movies
Yeah.
because it felt thematically right.
Which ones did you watch?
I watched the Sweet Smell. I watched the Sweet Smell of Success and Maltese Falcon.
Maltese Falcon's pretty good. Have you read The Maltese Falcon?
I have not, but the movie was way more bonkers than I was prepared for. It's just a series of events.
The book is so masterfully written.
Okay.
It is so good.
Yeah.
Dashiell
I need
Hammett
to read the
is
book. It's
amazing.
The movie was.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Ooh, boy, was it a series of events. I think my favorite part was you got Sam Spade talking to the femme fatale character. Like, I don't trust you. I've never trusted you. You're a liar. I should have, kicked you out as soon as you walked into my office, and then kisses her immediately. It was like, all right, okay, we're doing
Okay,
this now.
but
Yeah.
to be fair, that is not just a film noir trope.
No, it's
That
not.
is a Hollywood trope
How
right
did
there.
this lead to that? Like this, like I was like, this man is about to either hit this woman or they're gonna make, have a sweet evening together.
Yeah,
But
I mean, once you get with acting, you know it. Once you get in that kiss or hit zone, there's only a
Sure.
couple places to go.
fair enough. But yeah, I really liked it. It was like, oh yeah, no, I've never trusted you. I knew immediately that you were lying, and every moment since I've met you has been worse than the moment before. All right, let's make out now, I guess.
It's makeout time.
Yeah.
I love coming back in on that.
Makeout time.
And I gotta leave one more time because my dog's yelling at me.
Alicia, what about your birthday?
I'm kind of like Caleb. I don't tend to do a whole lot for it. I think my wife wishes I made a bigger deal out of it. So usually she's the one who, will come up with little ways to make me feel special, get flowers, dinner, and that sort of thing. But yeah, I'm approaching 30 and feeling some good pressure, not bad pressure, to like maybe rethink the no birthday thing a little bit and maybe do something fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
that
recommend
doesn't
disappearing to a
necessarily
lake for a weekend.
go disappear. Like that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to like involve a ton of other people, but just like honor yourself. You made it another year.
I think I might do the lake book thing. That seems like a good combo. I've got a friend who is also about to turn 30, and they're planning like an epic multitask. Like, have you seen Taskmaster?
I love Taskmaster.
Love it.
Yeah, like planning like a very Taskmaster style birthday where everyone will do all of these like very strange events and it'll be deeply elaborate. And I'm like, that's not exactly close on the calendar to my birthday, but it's like the same year. And I'm like, what if they just have like the big thing and I live vicariously through that and just like look at that person go and then maybe, do the lake reading book thing.
The beauty is most people's birthdays are in the same year as pretty much everyone else's birthday.
As everyone else's.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I've
both
got a
turning
birthday this
30
year, and I'm
same
pretty
year.
excited about it.
What a
Mhm.
line. What a line right there.
Most people's birthdays.
What about you, Jake? What do you do for your birthday?
I had the fortune of being born on Halloween. And what that means is that I'm more...
good or bad?
Oh, it was bad when I was a little kid because it was always like, I love candy, but why is everyone scaring me? And as I grew up, I discovered that I think I love the holiday more than I like my birthday. So
Yeah.
the birthday is less important to me than the celebration of that day. But that's because that day is just a lot of fun. You know?
Sure.
So
That's the beauty of
Best
an
holiday.
October 11th birthday. Is I get to, I have my birthday and then also
And
there's
then you
Halloween.
also get Halloween.
That's nice.
To borrow a line from a wise man, most people also get Halloween during the year that they have a birthday.
That is true.
Not
I'm
everybody,
spreading this rumor of a wise man. But I'll,
Quick question. Does anybody else's dog like chirp? Like not bark, I mean like chirp like a bird when they need to use the bathroom? Never in my life have I met a dog before I moved out here that if it needs to like use the bathroom, it doesn't bark at you. It chirps like a bird. That's how you know it's serious. Otherwise, if it just wants attention, it'll bark like normal, like a regular dog.
I need to hear it, right?
Don't
That's
have a
mostly
dog.
most likely like a demand chirp, and there's different barks, right? There's the alarm bark, there's the demand bark, there's a bunch of different tones, the similar way that like a child would cry. And
Mhm.
so I wonder if your dog has just adapted oh, they respond to me if I make this
If
noise.
I do this noise.
If I
Yeah.
sound like a baby bird, then maybe
Yeah, he's trained you.
he has. Because I will wake up out of a cold sleep just to be, and when I hear that chirp, and I'm like, oh, he's about to pee in the house. Oh,
Yep.
it's like serious this time.
Yep. When he goes and hangs out with his dog friends, he's like, my humans are so trained. Oh boy.
I got them wrapped around my paw.
They don't even know.
Yeah, I've also kind of wondered about that because Jake also mentioned like babies have like specific cries for.
Oh yeah, you could tell the difference.
Yeah.
Does anybody else here have kids? No.
I don't have kids, but I have a 4-year-old nephew, and I'm about to have a niece.
I have wee cousins that I've babysat, but
Yeah, there's absolutely a difference, like that you learn to tell the difference between they're crying because they're bored and want attention. They're crying because something is hurting. That's the hungry one. That is the scared one. Like
the one where it's just startled, like they don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it's just
it's like the world is big and confusing right now.
Yeah, like I had to I was talking to my brother and my nephew's mom, and one of the things I had to like kind of educate them on was like babies will respond and they'll like react to whatever you're doing. So if you make a big deal about something that isn't a big deal, like if it's looking at you and it accidentally bumps its forehead on your chest, you immediately start to like smother it and be like, oh, it's okay, don't cry. It's gonna be like, is this a reason to cry?
Yeah, when your kid falls down and you know that it was not they were actually not hurt, that you're just like uh-oh. Like that's as like big as you make it, and you don't freak out, and then they don't freak out. Yeah,
they just chill with you and they're like, oh, mom said it's not a big deal.
Yeah, we used to say thunka when the kids would fall down like that, and say it in like a funny like sing-song voice. And so every so often I would hear a thud from another room, and I would hear a little child voice that was just like, it's okay, I'm okay, it was thunka. Like
that's adorable.
That's really cute.
Thunka. Yeah, but they just like, it's such weird things that they just like your animals. Like you like train your kids and they train you to like figure out how to say stuff. Yeah, man.
Oh man, I've been thinking about, as I feel like having a kid is a very daunting thing, because the older I get, like I always look at people, I'm like, oh, you're so wise, how did you get to be like this? And then I'm like, I get older and I still feel mentally the same. Like I know I've grown, I know I've changed, but it doesn't, like, the wisdom part is lacking.
Well, except I feel like if you met the 19 version of yourself, it'd be pretty clear very quickly of like,
I'd fight the 19-year-old version of myself in a heartbeat.
Oh, I'm very much not that guy.
No, we'd be throwing hands immediately.
That was because I remember thinking when I was in like college, like, okay, I'm pretty mature, I'm an adult, and then I meet college students now. It's like, oh,
no.
Yep.
College students now are Granted, I just graduated in 2021, so it's going to be what, 4 years, something like that. And I don't know, maybe I just sound old when I say like, oh, it's social media, but people have become way too comfortable with maybe it's people just don't have shame. People don't get embarrassed, I guess. People will do anything for like clout or for attention. That's what it is.
Well, here's the thing. Humans' brains are not fully developed until 27.
Oh, I got 2 more years to turn this around.
Yeah, you'll get really
Okay.
wise in 2 years.
In
It's
2
real.
years,
Like,
2 years, I'm gonna start
wait,
getting the
it's
gray
gonna-
hairs.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
I
a
feel
salt
it.
and pepper
Honestly,
beard.
yeah.
Oh, I'm
27,
ready.
it hits, and you're like, oh, I understand it now. Okay,
I'm like,
sure.
I have ascended. I am become God, like just better.
Yeah, but it's interesting because like I was a princess party or a party princess for a really long time. I did a lot of those like Disney princess parties, and most of the people that I worked with were like early 20s, and I was mid 30s at the time, and I would get in the car with them and be like, oh my god, you are children. like because we'd get in the car and they'd be like, I'm so sorry, I just have to like have a fight with my boyfriend right now, and then they would like fight
Why?
on the phone while I was like driving to this gig,
In
and we're
front
like-
of people?
That's
and
a
we're like-
lot.
and we're like dressed as like Anna and Elsa, and like they're just like flipping out on their boyfriend, and it's over something ridiculous, and
surreal.
I'm just like, oh, you guys, this is gonna seem so trivial to you in a couple of years. You're just gonna be like, why did I even care about that? Yeah, and so and in several of my jobs I work with people who are like significantly younger, like a decade younger than me or more sometimes, and I'm just like, wow, I feel really old. I don't feel like I'm in my mid 40s until I like am backstage at a gig, and then I'm like, oh no,
Oh, yeah.
I am definitely in my mid 40s now.
On the existential crisis that is aging.
Yes.
And that incredible scene of fighting with your boyfriend whilst also dressed as a princess. We're going to transition for a moment here, and we'll get started here in just a few minutes, and we'll launch into our adventure. But we will be right back. Hello and welcome to another episode of Alley's End. It's so good to see you all. Thanks for joining us. We just came out of our general conversation and just sort of chatting, but let's dive into our session. Alley's End is a noir-ish D&D mystery game. Not much of a mystery anymore, as our party has very much uncovered much of what is going on in this adventure. And we are playing with the 2024 Dungeons & Dragons 5e rules. With a couple of additions and modifiers to them. And one of the key modifiers that you're going to experience this evening is even though our players are level 5, some of them have not had a long rest in quite some time and are exhausted, all of our players and all of the enemies in our adventure have a maximum of 25 hit points. The reason behind that being that noir-y films and the genre itself is gritty, it's dangerous, and we want things to feel a little bit tense. Often when our players are getting into battles, they are short, they are fast, and it's a little bit of a coin flip sometimes as to who's going to wind up on top. But with that being said, I'm joined by a fantastic cast of players. My name is Jake Hipsch. I'll be the GM for this evening, and I'm going to pass it just briefly to Sarah, if you would like to introduce yourself first.
Hi, my name is Sarah Moore. My pronouns are she, her. You can find me all over the internet at Pixies and Pins. And I am playing Veronica Ronnie Falls, who is both a PI and a cleric, and has already shot her gun into combat tonight. So.
Right. Cordelia.
Hi, I'm Alicia, pronouns she, her. I'm playing Cordelia Claremont, who's our resident femme fatale with a seedy past. And so, yeah, I'm playing a bard warlock combo. I made a deal with a shadow mob. A fleet of shadows, an alley of shadows. Yes, lots of them.
The plural of shadows.
I don't know.
I think you did great.
With the Shaddai at your back, I'm going to pass things over to Andy, if you would introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Andy. You could find me on the internet if you flex your detective skills. He, him pronouns. I'm playing Vic Dianore. Still technically employed as a cop of the Evan Reach Police Department, but we'll see how that goes.
We'll see how much
Can't be a
longer
cop
after you.
if you're dead.
And last but not least,
Or
Caleb,
fight
if you'd
your
introduce
boss.
yourself briefly.
Hey everyone, I'm Caleb Patrick. I'm playing Odo Grisubum. He is a harbor master and dredge keeper for Dockside, and he's really just tired of this vendetta that Pike has against him for no reason. Otto never did anything bad to anyone that didn't ask for it or he wasn't paid to do it to. And Pike, he's never done it to him. So aside from killing him twice and then waiting now to ambush him, to kill him a third time, I don't think there's any justifiable reason to be on a list. But yeah, I'm ready for tonight. I'm excited. I really don't want to die, but I'm about ready. I'm exhausted.
Maybe
I'm
Otto
wet.
is on there by mistake. Maybe that's
You know
it was
what?
like a misspelling thing.
It's a
It could have
typo
been.
type thing.
Yeah.
I also
Yeah,
realized
a handwritten
that,
typo.
yeah,
Yeah.
because of exhaustion, my initiative is lower by 2 than what I.
Mine is 2.
Yeah.
21.
Well, with that being said, let's dive into tonight's session. We start our session off with Ronnie. You stand within the St. Sebastian's Church. Vic and Cordelia, you have made your way through the pews. Before you stands Archbishop Frost, who had just finished lighting the last of his candles, calling to an undead servant, Ronnie's brother-in-law, Cedric, now turned freshly undead. As Archbishop Frost says, "Ah, Mr. Denore, you will soon join the flock." At this moment, as he says these words, you hear the sound of a gunshot ring through the church as Ronnie, you take aim, and with a 24 on your attack roll against Archbishop Frost, your bullet flies true, flying directly at him, and you see as in a blur of speed and flesh and movement, you see as suddenly another figure steps in the way as Cedric shifts and blocks the bullet with the shoulder, blocking and standing before Archbishop Frost as he smiles at you, Ronnie, looking at you through the shadows from where your bullet rang out. Deal your damage against Cedric in this moment.
This is what I get.
Yeah.
This is what I get for foiling you last session. Is now you kill my brother-in-law with my hand. It does 10 points of damage.
With 10 points of damage, you see as the bullet blasts, blowing off a part of Cedric's shoulder. You can see the bone and sinew underneath as Cedric then turns, breathing in deep. Cordelia and Vic, as you stand there for a moment, as you see as Cedric turns and shifts, staring, Cordelia, you're going to go first here in just a second. However, you're starting to catch the whiff and waft of a stench that pours from Cedric. I need you to do me a favor as Cedric turns. You see as that waft is coming out. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Me too.
Wait, who?
No. Just Cordelia.
Oh. It's a healthy 10.
A healthy 10. Perfect. You smell this wafting stench drift from Cedric. Fortunately, you're far enough away that nothing is going to affect you, but you know that if you draw any closer to Cedric, you may have to make this check one more time, potentially, as you're starting to kind of guard yourself against this stench. Both Vic and Ronnie, you can smell this smell coming off of Cedric. But Cordelia is sort of almost one of the closest ones at this moment of time, having moved her way through the pews a bit here. Cordelia, as you smell this stench, Ronnie, you can see from a distance as kind of Cordelia's moving through the pews, and you see Vic standing on the side of the sanctuary there, looking at Archbishop Frost, who's kind of split his attention across both of you. Cordelia, you have a moment where you're sort of like, no one seems to have noticed me at this moment in time. What would you like to do, Cordelia?
I would like to send a psychic message to Ronnie asking for a little bit of clarification on what to do with the man that you said not to do damage to, because now he's missing a shoulder and smells something awful.
He's not him anymore. Have at it.
All right. I am going to go ahead and cast a Cloud of Daggers. It's a 5-foot cube, so it should hit both of them.
Awesome. I make a dexterity saving throw. Is that correct?
Let me see. No, you take 44 slashing damage.
Oh, and no dexterity throw?
Dex save, right?
Nah, it says conjure spinning daggers in a 5-foot cube centered on a point within range, which you are. Each creature in that area takes 44 slashing damage. A creature also takes this damage if it enters the cube or ends its turn there, or if the cube moves into its space.
Yeah,
That's
it's just
great.
because it's just in
That's
in the
actually
spot.
nutty.
Yes.
Incredible.
It's just a tornado of knives.
Incredible, and we
that
love
for
it.
everyone involved.
Okay, I'm gonna stay behind the pews, but just cast that.
Awesome.
Love it.
So as you stay behind the pews, you reach up for a moment, swirling your hands together as your magic projects outward. The blades fly forward. Superb. Roll your damage against both Cedric and Archbishop Frost in this moment.
Okay, so just roll once for the pair.
Yeah.
Roll. Okay. 8.
Yeah, roll once. 8 for both. Awesome. Perfect. You see as the blades start to swirl around, and in this moment, Vic, Cordelia, and Ronnie, do me a favor and make a perception check.
Nat 20.
Oh,
Nice.
all right, steady on. We had that all happen last episode. How long ago is that?
22.
22, perfect. Vic,
13.
okay.
Vic is outside.
Each of all of you, you look only, and I'll first speak to Vic and kind of everything you see, but then I'll talk to Ronnie and Cordelia. What more do you see in this moment? Vic and everyone, you see as the cloud of daggers swirls around. You see is Cedric sort of standing and trying to block, mostly with the back, trying to defend Archbishop Frost in this moment. You see is the blades just slice against Cedric's body. Cedric's, as this undead seems to be kind of starting to like wither and flay away significantly from the amount of damage from that bullet and these clouds of daggers. You do notice, all three of you, that Archbishop Frost appears to not be taking any damage. Instead, you're noticing as the blades seem to almost like go and pass through Frost in this moment in time. It's very quick, this swirl that is happening. Cordelia and Ronnie, you, with your nat 20 and your over 20 check in this moment in time, see a shadowy figure standing off behind a set of candles, the last candles that were just lit. You see a figure standing there, seemingly just watching what is going on. Ronnie, with your nat 20, you see as the grinning face of Archbishop Frost just watches from the shadows there. Superb. Awesome. Cordelia, you have cast your spell. You get back down. Do you want to do any more movement? You're approximately about 10-ish feet away at this point in time from Archbishop Frost and Cedric, the one standing in the center of the sanctuary. You see the shadowy figure. The shadowy figure is about 30-ish, 35 feet away from you, sort of off up in an alcove there. And your two colleagues are 15-ish feet behind you at this point in time.
Yeah.
You're more in the center of the sanctuary.
I like the distance that I'm at from people, but I know that I was spotted earlier. Could I, if I move, do I get to reroll for stealth to see if they're just like, we don't know which pew she's underneath?
Yeah, you can absolutely try to re-stealth your way along here.
Okay, yeah, I'll try to scurry under a different pew.
Okay, perfect.
And that was a 21 on a stealth check.
A 21 on a stealth check. Wonderful. You continue to move. You roll under a church pew, continuing to sort of shift and move your way along. You are pretty well hidden, and if I'm trying to find you, I have to roll against that DC. You have hidden yourself away at this time. Otto, standing outside St. Sebastian's, your team's plan was to leave Otto here, knowing that one Carvis Pike was on his way to St. Sebastian's. As you stand there, Otto, you hear the sounds of a gunshot ring from inside. You can hear seemingly the sounds of a gasp coming from inside the church as well. Otto, you stand in the graveyard of St. Sebastian's, waiting. What goes through Otto's mind in this moment, and what do you do?
When the gunshot rings out and I'm listening, I hear the gasp. It's it looks like the party's about to get started. Let's just hope Pike's not late. And I am gonna sit there and I'm lighting my little pipe and I'm smoking of it while also still attempting to kind of be obscured in some of the shadows and the light that are nearby. I'm hoping that the smoke from the pipe just kind of filters in with like the mist in the air from the rain and everything else that's going on, as I'm just ready to end it. I want to put a stop to this and just get back to my day to day. I got orphans to train and pockets to pick and cargo that needs to be moved.
Perfect. You continue to wait here. As you're waiting, do me a favor. Make it for me. I'm assuming you're kind of keeping watch, so make for me a perception check as you're sort of trying to survey who may be coming or what is going on in the nearby surroundings.
Okay. That is in 15 minus 2 plus, so 15 minus 2 is 13. 13 plus 8 is 21.
13 plus 8 is 21. You look sort of surveying what's going on, and you can hear far in the distance at this moment in time a sound that Otto is not mistakenly ever he is well aware of. Is you hear the sounds of sirens beginning to wail far in the distance. The second thing you don't hear but you see is a glint of something like a lens in the building that is across the road from St. Sebastian's on the roof.
Okay. I'm assuming Nimbus is nearby, and I'm going to send it to go kind of just get an eye on it to see what it could be.
Okay. Are you going to look through Nimbus's eyes, or are you going to,
Yes, I am.
okay.
So I'm going to be blind and deafened, but I still have blind sight on my guy. So how does that work?
Perfect. Well, we'll get to that. So,
Okay.
love it. So you close your eyes, and as you turn, you're kind of waiting, seeing what is coming up here. You see as Nimbus flies over and goes over to the rooftop there, and you see as Nimbus is flying. Do you want Nimbus to make a stealth check or not?
Yeah, he can make a stealth check.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, let me see what the Raven's stat block is. Because it uses his proficiency, not mine. So this is +2. Okay, that is a 13 plus 2, 15.
13 plus 2. You see as Nimbus flies forward, and as Nimbus draws a little bit closer, it's not very far distance, right? You saw the glare of that lens for a second, but as Nimbus draws closer, you see what looks to be a figure laying prone, a large looking rifle set up in a tripod aimed directly at the church. You can for a moment see as the angle of the weapon aims and can probably get a sight line through some of the stained glass windows that make up St. Sebastian's upper floors. And you see as the figure looks to be this lanky, nearly like albino looking figure, seemingly just elvish ears you're picking up, when suddenly you see a black bolt fly from the figure with a sudden movement, as even though Nimbus makes the stealth check, the figure is making an attack against Nimbus, and with a 19 on the die, everything goes dark as Nimbus vanishes in a puff of feathers.
I kind of jolt back, eyes snapping open. And
in
you
that
said
moment,
it seems to be Elven.
Yeah.
Can I, as he goes out, can I send a message?
Through Nimbus?
No, not through Nimbus, through the psychic whisper
Oh,
that
sure.
I have connected
of course.
to. I'm just gonna tell them, Elven sniper on the roof. Watch your backs. I can't watch it for you. Nimbus is down.
As you're sending that message out in this moment, you hear, as you come back to consciousness, you hear the sounds of earth rumbling and breaking.
Do I know where it's coming from? Like what direction?
It is behind you in the graveyard.
It is behind me in the graveyard. Oh, okay. I guess I'm gonna turn around and try to see what it is.
As you turn and shift, you see a little hand pull itself out of the dirt. As you see another undead starts to pull itself out from one of the graves, you notice, as you're looking here for just a second, as your turn concludes, that there are a number, it looks about 3 to 4, as you're kind of trying to assess it quickly, freshly dug graves here. Comparatively to the rest that look like nothing has been changed, you see that 3 to 4 of them have extremely loose dirt, and this undead is pulling itself from one of those. You see as the dirt on the other few grave sites that you can spot are also starting to tremor.
Oh boy. I'm gonna send a message through. I'm still, to my knowledge, hidden with the 21. And I'm gonna say, it seems like not all the bodies that the bishop has are got to pass on safely. They're climbing out of the graves. Expect them to try to come towards you. I'll do what I can to hold them back. And it's the end of my turn, I guess.
Okay. Otto, you've assessed this information. A deluge of information falls into Vic, Ronnie, and Cordelia's ears at this moment in time. Vic.
Am I
Yeah, what do you got, Hondo?
It says I can send messages. Does that mean I can send like an impression of what I've seen if it's a thought?
Oh.
I find that quite fun. I do. Is Otto an
That
artist?
I think I would say, I mean, the pipe that I have that I'm proficient with my magic item allows me to recreate scenes via smoke. So I would imagine I can do a performance roll maybe.
Oh,
If
I
that
love
helps.
it. Yeah, no, yeah. I
Okay.
think we need a performance role
I
because
got
you're
you.
doing this so quickly. This is sort of like, is
Yeah.
this innate in this moment? Um,
Okay. I can show you my screen, but that's a nat 20.
oh my God.
Go.
With like, what genre of art do you want to present this?
I wanted to it's going to be like a beautiful charcoal painting that's just in like black and white. So I'm talking about when it comes to the elf, they get to see the ears and the cloak in different shades of whites and grays, kind of like it's through the raven's eyes because they can't really see color that well. And then with the zombies, they get to see the hands climbing out of the grave. So I imagine it's kind of like a you know how like when you're like lights are strobing in a room and you get to see like brief pictures, everything just seems to be moving instantly, I guess. That is what I'm sending, like a series of those.
It's like a flip book.
Yeah, like a flip book of what's happening outside.
The
in
most
this
terrifying flip book.
in this deluge of information, in like one of those old pictures too, where it's like of each one of these images playing out in front of you, the flip book of information. Vic, what's your dexterity modifier?
A great question. It's +2.
A +2?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Why do
Uh,
you want to know?
Vic,
Someone
Vic,
tell
in
him.
this moment, you get this deluge of information, and you can see that Archbishop Frost appears to not be taking any damage. You see Cedric seems to be blocking the path here. You've just gotten Elvish Sniper aiming through the windows. What is Vic gonna do? It's your turn.
Vic is so tired. He's he's exhausted. He's been running around all day. 24 hours ago, he was just on patrol, and now there are zombies. There's a sniper. There's whatever this archbishop is. He is honestly a little bit grateful that there are zombies now because what more could there be? He
No.
is yeah, I think the one thing he just wants to hit something, I think. So he's gonna go up to I think the one creature that he can see, who is currently engulfed in a swarm of daggers, but I'm hoping I can like stand outside of it and swing into it.
Yeah.
He's also going to, with that like image, he's gonna message out like, "Hey, was that that sniper? Was that Pike?"
Last I checked, Pike doesn't have pointy ears and he doesn't
Oh,
really look
lovely.
like an elf. Could I tell if it was feminine or not?
You
Male,
do
female,
not.
anything
You,
like that?
that's it.
Okay,
That's
just
all
the
you
ears.
got.
I gotcha.
Alright.
I'm like, pointy ears, cloaked, laying down. Pike seems to be one that enjoys to be up close and personal, judging by the great axe and the Chief Inspector Solara's longsword that he's been so graciously gifted. Whoever's out there, they're looking for someone specific.
All right.
Do
yeah,
any
then
of you know? And I'm gonna ask that to everybody. Any idea on who the sniper might be?
Oh, I mean, there is one more player we haven't seen much of. There's Legrand, and I guess whatever sniper was looking at us back in the university. Anyway, I'm gonna hit this guy.
Conveying a lot of information very quickly.
Yeah.
It's the
At
speed of thought.
crux.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the crux of this, you now are taking your action.
All right. Man, exhaustion in this version is a bummer. 'Cause it's -2 to everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, it's better than previously, where like you just progressively got to the point where you were useless.
I mean,
At least this
I-
one, you're able to. You don't have
That-
disadvantage.
Yeah.
That
you
is
don't
like
have-
real life, though.
Yeah.
I feel like I become
18
better
on my
when I'm
first
exhausted.
hit with my cudgel.
What'd you get?
18.
18. Against Cedric?
Yeah.
Awesome. Successfully hits.
All right. That's going to be 10 points of damage.
Whoa.
He is sapped.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh, And next is going to be 15 to hit.
Okay. 15 will successfully hit.
All right. And that is max damage. That's going to be 11 points of damage.
No way. You watch as your mace, your cudgel just swings forward as you crack against. Where do you hit Cedric first?
I think I think I go for the knee first to try
Yeah.
and get him to buckle a bit, and then I'm just gonna go try and hit him on the back.
With the buckle, you see as Cedric falls to the ground. How do you want to kill Cedric in this moment?
Yeah, I don't think Vic is really thinking right now. It's just, he's so tired, he's so frustrated. So he swings with more strength than he has since the war. And yeah, the first one is to kind of just incapacitate. The second one, I think, just almost accidentally breaks the spine in the back, and he just collapses to the ground.
You see as you swing with your second attack, you hear as the crunch. Cordelia, Ronnie, you watch it. Ronnie, for a moment, you see as Cedric almost seems to stare towards you in the direction you were as the crack happens. You have successfully, and you hear Archbishop Frost standing beside you, Vico. You do not have the power over death like I do. Cedric snaps back into shape, turning and looking at you. You did not kill Cedric.
Okay. Yeah, I think just before that, he was looked towards Ronnie like, oh, all right.
Whoops.
Yeah, that's my turn.
You standing there, see Cedric turn, breathing out. The stench overwhelms you. You had caught wind of it before, and I had actually forgotten to bring it up just a minute ago, but you feel it overwhelm you in this moment. Make a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah. Okay. Oh man, -2. Still 16 though.
A 16.
Good.
All right. You exhausted, tired. You've smelt worse. You've dealt with these problems. You managed to kind of defend yourself against this, and you kind of are like, oh, this smell is actually not nearly as bad as I thought. You won't have to make this check again.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Oh, nice. You've gone nose blind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Vic went nose blind
years ago.
Yeah.
In the war.
It's because of your bachelor lifestyle.
Nose blind is incredible. Superb. Excellent. At this moment in time, you Vic stand there, sort of steeling yourself. Ronnie,
Yes.
you see a couple of things happen at once. Cordelia, you'll make this out. As Ronnie, you see the figure, Archbishop Frost, the one hiding.
Mm-hmm.
Cordelia, you can spot this. You kind of can make out. You don't know it's Frost per se, but you do see the figure. As the figure points to you, Ronnie, from this far distance,
Mm-hmm.
and gestures for you to come over and points downward before starting to step away. You've been in this church for a long time, Ronnie. You know what this church is like. As you watch Archbishop Frost step towards a stairwell that leads under the church. At the same time as Archbishop Frost is doing this, you watch as Archbishop Frost snaps his fingers and a bolt appears in Archbishop Frost's hand and blasts forward directly towards you, Vic. Vic, what is your AC?
It's 18.
Okay, 1 minute. Let me just check Frost's spellcasting modifier. Not good enough. You see as Frost, the bolt flies past you in this moment, Vic, and it careens, smashing against one of the pillars in the sanctuary itself. You saw that bolt came from somewhere, but Vic, as you kind of turn to assess, Frost, that figure is gone. You have no opportunity for you to see the figure. Ronnie and Cordelia, you watch the figure step down the stairs. Awesome. Oh, having a great time.
Someone see that wherever that came from? Is that the sniper? Was that the sniper? Did the sniper do that?
It's can we talk not on our terms?
Yeah, you can make some commentary.
I was just checking. It's frost. The frost out here is not actual frost. It's like a projection or something. That was frost. And he just went down the stairs.
Yeah.
You're not going to follow him, right?
I pointedly do not answer.
As that question is posed, we go into actions again. Ronnie, it is your turn.
Yeah, I'm dashing now. I'm running over there. Go.
She follows him.
I'm going.
Immediately follows him. Awesome. Ronnie, you race forward. You pass as you see Cedric standing there. You pass by. You see Vic. You see Cordelia underneath some of the pews as they're battling it out with Cedric. You race past this. You've moved through St. Sebastian's for some time. You know that as you enter into this alcove, this is one of Cedric's favorite alcoves. You see that looks to be a bunch of drying herbs in this alcove. Cedric himself has gardened for a long time behind the back of the church, places these herbs up here. As you pass by, you smell the scents of rosemary, thyme, lavender. As you see the stairway, the door open, leading down into the lower parts of the church.
I would like to snag some herbs on my way so that it doesn't smell like undead everywhere.
Awesome. You snag some herbs to get across. I'm going to have you make a choice in this moment, Ronnie. As you get here, your detective bones, your ability and wariness to sense when danger is coming, it's alive. It's alarmed at this moment. You can hear the sounds of Frost stepping or at least leaving the scene in this moment. And Ronnie, it strikes you that this is not the first time you've given chase to someone. But this is maybe one of those rare moments where you, getting across the church, getting to this spot, you can get further down the stairs in this moment with the rest of your movement speed, but you have to do so not carefully. Or you can take a beat and you can choose to enter on your next turn with more care and caution. What would Ronnie do?
Maybe not the smartest thing, but I am going to let the dice decide.
Okay, I love it.
I'm gonna roll a d6, and evens I forge ahead, and odds I pause. I rolled a 2, so I'm going.
Okay,
right.
Cordelia, Ronnie, do me a favor. Describe what Cordelia sees and how Ronnie approaches this precipice and then chooses to move forward. How does Cordelia see it?
I don't think there's even a pause. I think Ronnie is running, and I reach out and I grab the herbs and I use the wall to slingshot around a little bit.
Ooh, okay.
And just going down, disappearing down around that corner.
Love it. Cordelia, you watch as Ronnie steps up into this precipice, grabs the herb, slingshots around in this moment. And Ronnie, you are down the steps, racing. Do you say anything, Ronnie, as you come down the steps? You can hear Frost, what sounds like so close in front of you.
No, I am concentrating on movement, and so I just channel all of that. I don't want to waste breath saying anything. I just want to.
Perfect. You race down the steps in this moment. As you do so, you see just too late the rune that sits on the floor of the stairs. You're kind of winding down these stairs. They're tight, circular. As you step, it begins to glow. We'll pass your turn for a moment. We're going to have Cedric go. Cedric turns, staring at you at this moment, Vic, having just past both of your brutal attacks, and Cedric raises up what looks to be these sharpened nails and claws, and is going to make an attack against you with the
Does
claw.
have disadvantage because of sap, which I imagine is like I hit his spine with the second hit, so he still has to heal the
He's-
you know.
He's a little
muscular
floppy
ability. Yeah.
right now.
So
little
yeah,
extra
disadvantage on that
floppy.
first
Ooh,
attack.
I absolutely love that idea. All right, I'm gonna make it my roll here. Okay, you needed that disadvantage, and with a 16 on the attack, you see as the claws rake against your armor. Cordelia, you yet again watch as Vic is unkillable. It is so hard to hit him, and it's incredible. You see as Vic manages to
Good
repel
coat.
Cedric's
Very good
attack.
coat.
I love it so much.
Perfect, superb. Cedric is going to kind of press up close to you, Vic, sort of just like, and it is then going to be the end of the round. Before I go into the end of the round, I actually see a cool comment here from one of the folks in chat, and I'm hearing a multi-voiced audiobook. Am I echoing?
I don't hear you
Not
echoing.
for
For
me.
sure, no.
Okay. Well, cool. Rad. Love it. So just making sure. It's always one of those with a technical thing that I can't hear myself easily. As we dive into, thank you also, Survival Thor. As we go into the bottom of the round, Otto, do me a favor and make a perception check with disadvantage at this moment of time. You're starting to assess a lot of information here. Or more importantly, Otto, let me give you a choice first.
Okay.
You know Pike is drawing close, but you see the scene in front of you, the grave sites starting to pull and shake and quake in this moment. What is Otto? Where does Otto want to fixate the perception check?
My thing is, I know that there's a sniper on the way. I no longer have a way to see inside of the building, so I don't know how they're doing. I know there's a sniper that's out there. I know the location of the sniper. How far away is this sniper?
About from your distance and like where you're located, you think that they're about like 150 feet away, at an angle, looking down on the church.
Okay. If I go after the sniper, that means Pike shows up and stabs one of them in the back, and I'm not out there. Also means the zombies show up and attack them, which cannot be allowed to happen. If I focus on the zombies, I expose myself to the sniper to get shot in the back of the head, which also makes me vulnerable to Pike. So, best chance I have, I'm going to focus on Pike. I'm going to keep an
Okay.
ear out for him because I think I can evade or get away from the zombies in some way, but if Pike gets the jump on me, I die instantly.
Superb.
So-
Perfect. Make a perception check then.
Okay. Okay, you said disadvantage?
No longer disadvantaged. You are
No longer
choosing to listen
disadvantaged.
for Pike.
19 minus 2 plus 8.
Okay.
So 17 plus 8, 25.
Yeah, 25. Yeah, that's quite high. You
Expertise on
stand
road.
there resolving yourself, right? Your capacity to to silence all other distractions in this moment. You know what your priority is. You close your eyes for a second, and you, as you're listening and focusing, you hear above you the sounds of footsteps racing across the rooftops there. Looking up for just a second, you can see as Pike has gotten to the top of the church and is moving quietly along. He does not know you're there.
How far away is he from me?
Looking up at the top of the church, you see that he is about 45 feet away from you.
Oh, that is actually perfect. I am going, because he doesn't see me. So I think my Psychic Blade has a range of 60 feet. Let me double check. Yeah, 60 feet.
Okay.
I am going to throw my blade at him. I'm going to manifest Psychic Blade, throw it at him, and then using that, it triggers like when I attack with the blade, I can then throw a second one at him. So
Okay.
if the first one hits, it'll proc advantage because of Vex, and then if the second one hits, it's sneak attack.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Well, you already have advantage because he doesn't see you, right?
Yeah, you already have advantage.
Oh, okay. Well, then the first one, that's 15 minus 2, which is 13. 13 plus 7 is 20. Does that hit?
That
Okay.
successfully hits.
And then the second one is 19 minus 2 plus 7. That's going to hit.
Throwing,
Okay.
swinging with your weapons here. Describe to me the scene.
So, as I'm sitting there smoking my pipe, I've seen all of this. Nimbus has just died, and I see Pike getting on the rooftop, and I've had my back and forth with him. I've had my monologues, we've had our banter, but at the end of the day, one of us has to go, and he's tried to ambush me almost 3 separate times, I want to say. Almost succeeded on 2 of them. So it's my turn to get the jump on him. And with that, I'm going to throw the blade silent. I don't say anything. I just keep smoking my pipe there's no sound as it whistles through the air, just a trail of smoke in the rusty blade. And so that's 1d6 plus 4.
Plus.
Okay, that's going to be 10 plus, I think it's 3d6. 2, 3. 10 plus 12 is 22. And then the other one is just going to be a d4 plus 4. And that's going to be plus another 8. That's 30 damage.
Okay.
From the 2 blazes they hit them, not a mark. Just they hit him and it's psychic damage all the way.
With no sound, you throw both weapons up. You see as the first lands true, you hear and the second one hits, and suddenly the figure crumples, hits the side of the building, and is down. No sound other than a single last gasp. No sound of water. No sound of change. The things that you've always heard of Pike as he kept trying to beguile and trick you. In the end, focusing in, shutting out all distractions, the target was true as you struck here. And Pike falls to the ground. He doesn't fall off the building, he just falls to the ground on top of the building, sorry.
I got you. And so for them, all they hear is just like as it thuds on the top of the building, I imagine.
That's right.
And I don't have a I have like I had a whole monologue and everything prepared for when I fought Pike, and then I was just, he's not worth it. There are other things I need to do.
I love that we have our own sniper and he's smoking a pipe as he does it.
Yeah.
You, Otto.
And I'd like to start trying to make my way towards where I saw the sniper, if I can stealth.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. I am not stealthy. That is a 2 minus 2, which is 0. 0 plus 10 is 10.
Strip on your shoelaces.
I like take too big of a drag on the pipe. And
Just
Otto,
smoke fills the air. It's
stepping out, you take this incredible throw, right? The blade swinging, curving. You take out your rival in this moment. It's simple. It's not dramatic. It's not a final epic conflict. It is you eliminating the problems with efficiency and skill. As you step out from your hiding place in this moment in time, you stumble for a second, and then the figure of the first undead Blur smashes into you.
Dang. Okay.
Otto, in this moment, you see as you've gotten what you wanted. You've gotten your success. But as you stand there, you notice for a second as the world seems to go a little bit more gray, a little bit more black and white. As the world starts to shift around, you see as the figure hits you, its claw rending into you with a critical hit, in this moment, Otto, you are going to take 46 plus 3 damage.
Okay.
Uncanny dodge.
I do have uncanny dodge.
Uncanny dodge.
I love when
dodge.
the players.
Dodge in an uncanny fashion.
Dodge.
Do you want to describe that beforehand, and then I'll build the scene with you?
Yeah, we can do it at kind of the same time. So I come out, I throw these blades at Pike, and as I step out of the shadow, I'm hitting my Pike, kind of stumble, and this fist just comes and collides with the side of my head. And I try my best to move my head with it because I still have the blind sight, so I can't be surprised or anything like that. So
Yeah.
it's on its way, it hits me, and I move with the punch, but there's so much force behind it that I'm still taking a boatload of damage.
Yeah, so you're going to take half damage from this, right?
Yeah, so it's
That's
basically not a
huge.
crit.
You're negating the critical hit in this moment of time.
Basically not a
more
crit.
or less. Otto, you feel yourself roll with it as you take. In this case, fortunately, as you kind of roll with the hit, you take 6 points of damage as the claws rake against you. It wasn't terrible. The world suddenly shifts, going away from the black and light world of ebb and reach that every so often seems to creep in around us. Otto, you smell something terrible oozing off of this undead. Do me a favor, make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Natural 20.
Get out of here.
I can show you my
So
screen.
I don't doubt. I'm just frustrated, and I love it. I'm rooting for you guys all the time. Trust me, I'm rooting for you. So you see, as you with your Constitution saving throw, you smell this stench go across you.
I'm
You've
from Dockside. I've
lived
smelled
and worked.
worse.
Yeah, you've lived and
Yeah.
worked on Dockside. This is nothing. And suddenly, for but a moment, you breathe in even deeper, immediately triggering olfactory fatigue, and you cannot smell the smell again. You are immune to the stench of these creatures.
Oh.
Pulling, as you see yourself sort of stumble, Otto, that was your attack.
That was my attack and movement. Because I was
Bonus
walking
action for
towards
the second attack.
bonus action for the second attack.
Yeah, so you've been stopped on your turn here, but you see is turning and looking, you see the one undead standing before you. Looks to be some older looking figure, like a former parishioner of the church, now standing there withered and staring at you. You see as 3 other undead have gotten out of the graves and will be making their way over to you next turn.
I'm gonna, through the psychic link, I'm just gonna go, so Pikey boy was trying to pay you a visit, but he's down. I could very much use some help outside. It appears that we have 4 more people that couldn't wait to be a part of the party, so I don't know if I can really handle the 4 of them. One of them just got me pretty well.
Standing there, you've sent your message out for a moment. We'll let people respond in a second here, but I need someone here to do me a favor and roll for me a check about the police, the constables.
That feels
which
like
one?
it should be Vic.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
that
have
feels like
Vic roll. Yeah,
All
go
right.
for it, Vic.
Just a D20 check.
Yes, please, to start. Yep.
Oh no, that's a natural 1.
Perfect. Great. Wonderful.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I assume that rolling low means that they can't find us.
Yeah, low
Yeah.
roll is good, right?
That's
Yeah,
good.
it's like
Yeah.
golf.
That's
I
their
think
perception
so.
check. to find-
Standing there, Otto, you getting struck by this, your perception, as you're sort of still sensing what is going on, you can hear in the distance that wail that was so far away of the sirens, the constables. Suddenly you hear a new one whoop, start to blare so close. I have now rolled on a D4, and I will be tracking how many rounds it will take them to come here. I will not tell you that number.
Mhm, mhm.
Our round comes to a close. Otto, we were kind of at the end of that round, but we also given you your turn as you had been hearing this. So we're going to actually pass you at this moment in time because you've taken your turn to strike at Pike. If that makes sense.
You are muted.
Because you were waiting in perception, but you are muted, so I am trying to lip read you, which is
My
a
bad,
lot
my
of fun.
bad. I was saying, yeah, I was hoping because I rolled my initiative for the ambush for when I saw Pike to actually hit him. So it was like a held action for Pike specifically. That's what the whole
Oh, rad.
ambush was
Oh,
for.
oh, got it. Cool. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
that's why I didn't like step out and like try to talk to him. It was I'm here waiting for Pike to kill him before he has a chance to do anything to me, because he will kill me in one hit and anybody in one hit.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. All right. Otto, we're gonna have you go in just a little bit. Then I actually realized Cordelia has to go before you, so
Okay,
we're
that's
gonna
fine.
come back to you. Cordelia, you
Perfect.
find yourself under the pew. You can hear as Cedric. You hear as Otto is talking about these undead coming into the church, attacking him. Cordelia, you are under a pew. You see the fight that is going on, and you just watched as Ronnie sprinted down the staircase below. Cordelia, what are you gonna do?
I feel like I'm in full panic mode. Or Cordelia is. How far, like distance-wise, am I from everybody in this moment?
From Vic, you're
Yeah.
only about 10 feet away
Okay.
at this point in time.
About Ronnie.
Ronnie, you've lost sight of, but if you moved a full 30 feet and then dashed, you can make your way down the stairs and go deeper into the church.
Okay. Well, the reason why I'm asking is because I have an ability that says within 30 feet of myself. It does not mention sight.
Okay. Okay. What are you
so
thinking?
Considering walls and
Yeah.
floors and all of that sort of thing.
What is the ability?
So I have bolstering performance, and let me see. After a short or long rest, give a performance when you do up to 6 allies within 30 feet of yourself gain temporary HP. And I feel like I'm very worried for the party right now. I also have a psychic link, and my bolstering performance is not visual. It is verbal because I'm an actress.
I love it. Who are you linked to again?
All of us.
Everybody.
Oh, everybody.
Yeah.
Go to town. I mean, if you want.
Yes. Yes.
I think that like I think that normally when you give like a bolstering sort of inspiring performance, it's normally something that's like very confident. But I don't think that's what this is. Like I think this is really earnest, like shockingly earnest, and it's just sort of a plea that's like, I don't want you to die. I don't want you to die. You're simply not allowed to die. And it's just that sort of Cordelia brattiness, but it's not really epic. It's just honest. And yeah, I'll cast bolstering performance on the party. So you take temporary HP equal to your character level plus my charisma modifier, which is +3.
Rad.
So 8 temp HP.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
And that can take us above 25, yeah?
Yeah. Oh yeah. That
Great.
goes above your limit.
And I imagine I do not get this because I am not within 30 feet. Yes.
You're linked.
But
You're linked.
But-
You hear it. I'm gonna bend the rules here
Okay.
as a GM because I like this more than ever. But I want to hear Cordelia as you say, "Do not die. Do not die." What
much
else?
HP?
Yeah.
How much HP?
How much HP?
8.
Yeah.
8 HP. That's so much.
It's so good.
It's so good. As you say these words, Cordelia, is there anything more to it? It's very raw, but is there anything that any of the party can pick up from you in this moment in time, right? As you're saying this, what is the emotion that you feel in this moment?
I think the emotion is just sort of a little bit of like, again, that earnest desperation, but also when Vic was like, I will hold a memory for you, what Cordelia thought was like the most imperative thing, other than letting them know about Gertie, was to be like, you can trust these people. And I think this is a moment, this is like, Cordelia's from Docksides, she's seen bad stuff, but like she hasn't seen like undead people, holy men telling themselves that they're in charge of death and all this kind of stuff. This is like so far out of the realm of normal for her. And I think that there's a lot of fear happening in this moment, but I think she's leaning into that memory of like, you can trust these people, I think, and is now like, no, you can trust these people, I know. So I think there's like a certainty that's coming out too. And I think that like a lot of Cordelia's magic tends to be like very like dramatic, right? It tends to be really big and bold. Even when she took the Warlock Pact, it became just like a darker version of that big boldness, very like theatrical. And I think that this one feels very different than that. I think this feels very like soft, very quiet, um, earnest, a little bit desperate. I trust you, don't die.
As those feelings wash across each of you, you hear is almost like an echo within that psychic link. You hear the sounds of Allie's end of Vale as many voices beyond simply your care, Cordelia, the care and worry and fear that you embed in each of your allies. You feel each of you something bolstering as Allie's end, spirits and entities that are relying on you in this moment saying, do not die, do not die, do not die. Cordelia, that was a rad action. What else are you
Yeah.
gonna do?
That was dope.
Yeah.
Thank ya. Let's see. I am still hidden. Okay. I'm trying to determine like where I want to move. I think I think I'm gonna follow Ronnie.
Okay. It was your action to
Mhm.
to use your bolstering presence.
Yeah.
You can make your movement to sort of get up and shuffle towards the stairway here.
Mhm.
You are not a rogue, and so you do not have a bonus action to dash, if I'm not mistaken. Unless
Oh, okay.
Unless
No, it would
2024
just
has
be
really
movement.
thrown things on its head. But
Yeah.
and this is not Baldur's Gate 3, so there's no immediate dash for everybody all the time. So, awesome. You get to the stairway there, Cordelia. From even here looking down, it is endless darkness. You know this is where Ronnie just stepped down as this tightly spiraling staircase goes downward. Superb. Otto, we are going to now pass to you as you stand there. You are being attacked with this undead. What are you doing, Otto, in this moment?
Can I get the distance of the undead that are nearby? I know you said 3 are coming at me. One of them I imagine within 5 feet because he just punched me
Yes.
in my jaw.
Yep. One is within 5 feet, and then basically every 5 feet afterward. So 10, 15, 20.
Okay. With disengaged, does that mean I take no opportunity attacks the entire turn?
That's correct.
Okay. Okay. How far am I from the church itself? Like an
The
entrance
doorway?
to it? Yeah.
You are 20 feet away. So you kind of like turning, you see the zombie next to you, you see the rest of them are all kind of like trailing behind. And you see that about 20 feet away from you is the wooden door, the one that everyone else has entered into.
Okay. And you said it's a glass ceiling, correct?
Mm-hmm.
How high up?
45 feet is to the top,
45 to
where
the
you can
top
start
of
to.
the thing.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to take the disengage action. And Otto, he's going to kind of just start booking it towards the door.
Okay.
And I'm going to attempt to kind of like kick through it and just get myself away from these 4 clattering undead.
Awesome. You know the door is unlocked, Otto. You don't have to kick through it if you want.
I'm kicking. I'm
Well,
kicking through it.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
it's
no.
Yeah.
What game
Yeah.
are we
And
playing?
I'm not gonna make you roll because it's cool. So you just step forward and smash. Right, huge boot is Otto's boot. Goes through the door. The door comes off its hinges, splintering partially, and you step into the church. You still have some movement left.
Oh, nice. How far away? What's the scene? Because I couldn't see anything previously.
Entering into here, you see what looks to be an undead figure standing in the center of the room. Archbishop Frost in the center of the room as well. Vic is fighting both of them. There is a cloud of daggers that is swirling in this space as well. And you can just see as Cordelia is running on the far end, about, at this point, about 45 to 50 feet away from you. You see Cordelia running to what looks to be like this dark stairwell.
Okay. I'm just, as I kick the door in, the door splintering and hinges snapping, I just go, all right, who do I hit? And I'm just asking Vic, who do you need me to get off here?
I was about to ask you the same question, but I've been hitting this guy.
You see as the undead turns in this moment, you have your action still. So you've used your bonus action, your movement,
And you
still
said
have your action.
Frost is within 5 feet of Vic?
Yeah, that is correct.
Oh, great. I'm going to throw a psychic blade at him
Perfect. I love it.
because I get sneak attack. That is a 16 minus 2 plus 7.
At Frost, Frost is downstairs.
Well,
There's a
illusory
frost standing there, too.
There's a frost.
But
yeah.
we were all connected, and I told them that wasn't the real Frost.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can choose.
Then I'll hit,
You
then
can.
I'll hit the
know.
other guy. Okay, I do
Okay,
know.
perfect.
Gotcha. Then I'll hit the other guy. So it's going to be a 21 to hit.
You guys ruined my fun.
I was gonna
lot
like,
has
look,
happened.
I was playing into it. I was like, I wouldn't know that.
Yeah.
And she's like, psychic link. I was like, okay.
Yeah, the Psychic Link is great. It's such a move. All right, 21 to hit. You successfully hit as your blade swings forward, smashing into Cedric.
Okay, and that is going to be 18 damage total.
18 damage. You see Vic as you watch as the blade cuts into, and in its psychic way seems to sever and pull into.
I like to imagine the blade as it's flying through the air just sinks into this abomination or the undead, and it just kind of begins to tremble. I don't know if it dies, but
You see as, and Vic, you've watched Otto. You know this attack. It should kill.
it should.
And you see as Cedric heaves for a second. You see almost like a gout of gas come from Cedric, and the blade, the psychic blade, like almost like a normal blade, sort of sinks out as if it would fall out of Cedric, but puffs away as it wanted to do.
Oh, that's not good. And I'm going to use my remaining 10 feet of movement to just try to get as far away and out of the line of sight of those zombies as possible.
You perfect. You kind of get into the room. You're kind of coming to the side a little bit, so if the zombies come in, they have to turn to look for you.
Perfect.
Wonderful. Vic, it is your turn, and then we come back to Ronnie.
All
so
right.
then we'll be back on the Ronnie train, and we know where we left off on that one.
I see the zombies coming after Otto. Like, oh, I see you brought company. But I'm gonna see if I can hit this. If I can hit the guy I've been hitting until he stops getting back up.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go for the other leg. This is gonna be and wildly miss. That is a total of 6. I'm gonna kind of bring back, swing again. So that's gonna be a 14 to hit.
A 14 to hit. That hits.
Okay. Yeah. So I take one swing. One of the storm of blades comes through, and I have to dodge back, and then I lean back in and whack him for 7 points of damage.
Awesome. With 7 points of damage, you again clock into Cedric, and you see as Cedric turns, and again, in this moment, it should kill Cedric. But you see as shrugs off the pain and seems to be okay.
Am I able, because I've seen this now twice, can I shoot a quick message and just say,
Sure.
fairly certain that we got to kill Frost before we can get rid of that abomination. He had some sort of preservation magic on Pike.
Okay, that makes sense. Do you want to go after him, and I can at least stall these guys up here? I don't want them sneaking up behind us.
I think you're gonna need my help for the zombies or whatever they are that are coming back in here. And I
That
think
might be a good point.
Ronnie's already on her way.
Alright.
Do be careful, that sniper's still out there and he could take any of us out at any time.
You know, I forgot about him for a second. Or them for a second.
Or her. I can't.
Yeah, I forgot about the sniper for a second, so thank you for the reminder. Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here to be basically a bulwark against the undead to give my friends some time to take out Frost.
Standing and battling, faking it, taking on Cedric in this moment, Vic, Otto, you see this all playing out. Do either of you have proficiency in religion?
No, I don't know my scriptures for my unkindness. This is
No, I just use Zephyros to make money.
That checks out. That checks out. So it sounds good. Sounds good. Neither of you are ready to. Neither of you have the capacity, kind of like within the brain. What you know as adventurers, as fighters. You're clocking that obviously something is amiss, but in the back of your mind palaces, there is no box that's like this is the answer. There's no way to find that box.
Yeah.
As you both continue to battle against Cedric, we move on. Ronnie, further down below, you hear, Ronnie, my boy, I'm waiting for you, as the explosion underneath you triggers.
Cool.
Ronnie, the glyph you stand on, you've seen used before. It's regularly used for protecting the church or protecting against thieves when it comes to chests and other elements like that, like your valuables. You've seen it used when your detective work in the wealthiest places. As this glyph of warding triggers, Ronnie, it explodes around you. And Ronnie, I need you to make for me, I believe, a dex saving throw.
Can I use space up?
I'm like deep. I'm now going through my mind.
Nick, you know what you want to say.
I know what I want to say.
I know what you want to say.
But
Remind me how many times you can face step.
Well, I have 2 more before I need another long rest.
Equal to proficiency bonus.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
But it's a bonus action.
I'm gonna.
Right? Not a reaction.
It is a
No,
bonus.
it's a bonus action.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. Here's what I'll let you do. I'll let you face step with, and you get advantage on the check. So it's
Okay.
almost as if you're instead of like narrowly diving to the side, you're choosing to try to get out of this as fast as possible.
Okay. So, and it is a dex.
Dex saving throw. Yes.
Okay. First one is 13. Second one is 15.
A 15 is not good enough.
All right.
question, how long has it been since
Oh,
the
wait.
fight in the office?
Oh no, go ahead.
Oh, the fight in the office there.
Yeah.
It's been.
They had a long rest. So.
No long rest.
Not
It was a
before
short
the
rest.
office.
It was
So since the office. We came
yeah, it was-
straight here from there.
Yeah, I would say it's been
Oh.
only like an hour.
Oh,
maybe
you meant
2.
Hollywood's. Yeah, you meant.
Okay, then you still have my
Hollywood
Bardic that
Studios.
you never used in the office fight.
I love it.
Okay, is that what is that, a 6? A
It's
4?
a D6.
Mhm.
6. Okay, so it is a 15.
Okay, wait,
plus...
before you roll, did you roll?
I did.
Don't tell anybody yet. Right.
Okay.
So the DC is 18.
I rolled a 5.
Okay. Successfully passing. I will not move us into grayscale as you manage to take half damage from this.
Okay, I'll take half damage.
As you step forward, you see as the cloud of leaves pass around you. And in this moment, what does the inspiration feel like as you use it to get out of this situation?
I think I hear Cordelia's voice again say, "You can't die. You're not allowed to die."
Taking half damage, stepping through that, you see as you step forward, puffing into a cloud of leaves that trail behind you. Those leaves immediately incinerate by the flame and the fire that is around you in this moment. You take 17 points of damage. That was halved.
Yep.
As you teleport forward, Ronnie, we are in a moment here as you teleport forward. This explosion pushing against you, searing against you. You feel the temporary HP of the bolstering courage rip away as well as you feel the wounds dig deep. Ronnie, I'm gonna have you take your entire turn here.
Cool.
With one thing hanging over the head.
Okay.
Should you not decide to devote your action to perceiving, you will have disadvantage to see what is going on. As you teleport forward, and I'm now going to describe the scene to you. As the explosion pulls against you, your phase step is 30 feet.
Mm-hmm.
And you're able to teleport a little further and get to the base landing of the stairs
Mm-hmm.
at this point. Getting to the bottom of the stairs here, you see the lower chamber, the embalming room of Saint Sebastian's.
Mm-hmm.
This is where they likely eventually took the professor down to as they were working on him. And what you see here is a figure laying across the surgery bed where they would do the embalming, chains wrapped up and bound into the corners. The figure laying on the bed appears to have a lengthy graying beard that drapes off of the body and falls against the floor in this moment. You see as runes cover every inch of this room as you arrive to the bottom of the stairs, and the figure goes, "Help me."
Before I make my decision, how close to me is Frost?
That is why you would have to make the perception check. You
Well,
do not immediately see him.
cool. Well, you need to know that if he is within 10 feet of me, he needs to make a save. Because I just phase stepped.
You arrive, and he is not within 10 feet.
Okay.
As
Great.
far as you're aware.
If you are doing behind the back or whatever, if you need to roll, it's a DC 14.
Yeah, I'm rolling on your
me.
behalf if you need to. Yeah.
Yeah. Just letting you know. Okay. I think
You can choose to make perception with a disadvantage. I want to remind you of that. Should you choose to use your action, you'll be able to, due to the circumstances of these events, giving an action gives you the full perception of what's going on.
Oh, but I could do it at disadvantage.
You can,
and
absolutely.
Still have it. Let's do that.
All right, I love it. All right, superb.
Yeah. All right, first one is 18 plus 3.
Ooh. So good.
Sorry. Second one is 13 plus 3.
Yo.
16.
Okay. Looking around, Ronnie, you actually fully you're almost sweet spotted this, where you did not get high enough to pass the DC, but you were one off from it.
Okay.
So you're sort of like looking around in this moment, trying to make a perception check, and there is you see the scene before you. You can make out the figure, like something coming or standing nearby you, not within 10 feet of you. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna shoot the figure.
I love it. Okay. Go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm operating under the assumption that if they were an innocent, they would have called out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a nat 1. So a 6 to hit.
Turning, you hear the of your gun jamming for a second.
Yeah.
The weapon never firing. You click again, resetting, capable of kind of like jamming and resetting it in this moment. But that is your turn as it passes, and it is going to be the Archbishop's turn.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Who's triggering at the same time here. Ronnie, my boy, I asked you to join politely.
I'm here.
Now I ask you to join. No, I command you to join.
Cool.
And you see as the hand of the figure you were taking aim of reaches forward, a spell begins to coalesce. Ronnie, in the back of your mind, you know magic. You've seen magic. You've seen this spell in particular as the spell Dominate Person is being cast upon you. Ronnie.
Yeah.
Do me a favor. Make a wisdom. No, what? I love how I'm really botching this. Wisdom saving throw for this.
Okie dokie.
DC 18.
+3.
Ooh,
It's this
dirty
dice.
20.
This dice is nice, except it did just give me a 1. So
You stand there. What does it look like when Ronnie breaks this?
I would like it to look like I didn't break it.
Oh.
Fascinating. You see as chains seem to leap from the sides of the walls, the runes in this space begin to coalesce and begin to burrow down towards you. You watch as they begin to wrap around you. You can tell that they're more metaphorical and less and more in the abstract than they are truly physical. In this moment, do me a favor as you see Archbishop Frost step forward, a smile on his face, a moment of triumph. You have to make a performance or deception check against him. The
Cool.
DC,
Probably pretty high.
go for it. The DC, I cannot tell you currently.
It's fine. Oh, I don't think I got it. I got a 10.
A 10. Okay.
Maybe he feels smug. I don't know. Maybe it worked.
I'm going to now have you roll one last roll as we conclude our turns together.
Oh, God.
Make an insight check.
Okie dokie. 18 + 3, 21.
21.
Sides.
Yeah, good at insight.
Ronnie.
Shit at performance.
As you stare at Archbishop Frost and all this is playing out, you see as Archbishop Frost goes, I've gotten you, Ronnie. Welcome to the flock, and hand me the scroll. In this moment, you, Ronnie, see that he fully is in a moment of triumph and control.
Mm-hmm.
And something in the back of your mind tells you something is terribly wrong, but you do not know what. And with that, we're going to dive to a quick break mid-combat just to give us a little bit of space and time. We're going to only take about a 5-minute break here, so we'll be back very shortly, but just so that folks can go to the bathroom and things like that. So we'll be back very shortly. We'll see you all right back here at around 7:53, 7:54 or so Pacific time. So yeah, we'll see you soon. 5 minutes. Okay, and welcome back. Thanks for hanging out with us for that quick break here. As we come into the second part of our round here, Ronnie, you and the Archbishop are battling it out. You see as the Archbishop stands in a moment of triumph. It is going to be Cedric's turn. Cordelia, in this moment, you may have your Cloud of Daggers continue to deal damage, so roll your 4d4.
You're still muted, by the way.
You are muted. You are muted.
You sent them to me?
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, I was just saying, not that it seems to like matter at all how much damage he takes, but that's 7.
7 points of damage.
It's a beautiful spell.
You watch as the blades continue to cut against, and you see that although with every strike, Cedric seems to be getting damaged more. Cedric seems to continue to stand, and even in this moment, looking as though kind of like writhing with the pain, Cedric pulls back up. Some of the blades still now sticking into the undead's body, standing here, staring around. And it is going to be Cedric's turn. Vic, as you stand there, Cedric is going to make an attack. You did hit Cedric with sap, so I have disadvantage yet again.
He's weighed down by all of the daggers in his body.
Yeah, you see is with the claw, with a 17, it rakes again against your armor and pinging off of you as you stand there continuing to sort of block and shield against Cedric's attacks. Superb. We come to the end of the round.
Also, for the flavor, it's like a heavy military jacket, so he just can't scratch through the like thick leather of his jacket.
Yeah, you just continue to deflect away from it. You all, Otto and Vic, you see as suddenly there's like a beat and a pause of silence as Cedric sort of swings and misses you, and then suddenly, with this roar, Cedric calls out, and the 4 zombies funnel into the church, pouring in. Let me just check.
That's probably fine.
Yeah.
Immediately, 2 of them with 19s on the die turn and surge towards you, Otto.
Hey, yo.
And 2 of them rush forward and are get to you, Vic, in this sprint as they're running. They're runner zombies.
And where is the cloud of daggers located?
You see as one of them immediately goes into it.
Yeah.
And will start its turn. Or I believe enter into it. So it
Enter into it.
So the damage you rolled
or moved in.
Yeah, the damage you rolled was 7, so I'm gonna just apply that damage, Cordelia, immediately to this zombie because it's entering into your cloud of daggers for this turn. As you see, as it starts to get tore up, and then they both attack Vic and they both attack Otto. So I'm gonna start with Vic first. Both of them swing, and Vic, with your heavy cloak or your heavy jacket, you just manage to punch one fist out of the way as the slam comes. You manage to just kind of roll with it and push it back into the daggers. You are unfazed and unharmed in this moment.
Indestructible.
Otto,
very much destructible.
What's your AC again?
Very eminently.
It depends. What'd you roll?
X plus 1, where X
checks out.
It is a 16.
I love it. All right, cool. 16. Both of them successfully attack into you in this moment in time. You see as both of them start to clamber on Otto. Otto, you are taking, again, the equivalent of 46 damage as they jump onto you.
Okay. I will use Uncanny Dodge on whichever the higher damage is.
Cool, rad. All right, yeah, we can track that. Okay. The Uncanny Dodge, as you trigger it, do me a favor, Otto.
Yes.
And you're feeling both of them strike into you. You see as one of them slams into your knees. The second one, though, hits you kind of right in the temple in this moment and is dealing 14 points of damage on its own against you.
So that would be 7.
Yeah.
Okay.
Otto, evens or odds?
I mean, the odds are always stacked against me, so let's go for it. I'm going to go odds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Odds I'm applying to the stronger of the 2 undead in this moment in time.
Okay.
And so if I would have rolled odds, I would have went after it. Unfortunately, I roll evens.
Okay.
You manage to uncanny dodge, roll with that punch. As you do so, you take 7 points of damage.
Okay.
As the other undead strikes you, dealing 5 points of damage, or 6 points of damage to you, you hear the sound of glass shattering and breaking. As suddenly through the window of the light in Ebon Reach, you see as it starts to glitter and fall down as a bullet flies down, slamming into the zombie.
Okay.
And the zombie hits the ground and does not get up. Its damage is negated against you. The attack is triggering at the same time.
I thought you were about to say that Pike crashes through the window and the world goes gray, and I was gonna be like, not again.
All the time.
This is the sniper is maybe on our side or not as good of a shot as
the sniper is actually Shug.
Yeah.
Otto, you see as that zombie lays dead, its damage is not triggered, so you only take 7 points of damage from this this round of attacks.
I still got 1 temp HP.
Awesome, perfect. The end of the round happens. These zombies have gone. You hear Vic, Cordelia, because you haven't gone down the stairs yet, and Otto, the sounds of those sirens real close. at this
You got
moment in
it.
time. You
Did
think,
they-
all of you, that you have this round.
Okay.
As you hear the sounds of tires squealing to a halt, you think you have this round before constables will be joining the scene.
Okay.
Did they hear the explosion?
Yeah, that's a good point. You all would have heard an explosion downstairs. So-
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh. So the ground is shaking beneath our feet as these zombies come in to attack us.
yeah.
Vic, all of the blows are just glancing off of him as the Chad he is. Otto's getting absolutely wrecked before the sniper fires a bullet down, manages to kill one of the zombies, sirens wailing, and all this happens in 6 seconds. And for Otto, it's just kind of like, can we do a check-in? Is everyone okay?
Perfect. Awesome. You say, can we do a check-in? Is everything okay? Everyone okay? Everyone, you can sound off with one thing before we move on to Cordelia. If you want.
Hmm.
I'm starting to get a bit nervous, for being honest.
Ronnie says, stay upstairs.
Oh,
Am I able to say something in addition to the check-in, or is the check-in my line?
I'm gonna you're gonna come up here again very soon, Otto.
Okay, that's
right?
fine.
So we're gonna wait. I want to let folks sit. Cordelia, is there anything you wanted to say?
I'm gonna think. So Ronnie's came first, right? The stay upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to think back. Are you absolutely sure?
Cordelia, it is your turn. So I'll let you and Ronnie, if you want to have an exchange here, go for it. We're at the top of the round again.
I'm trying to do this whole trusting thing. Are you absolutely sure?
Yes.
Okay.
Cordelia, it is your turn.
Okay. All right, so we've got like the one zombie who's on the ground, and then we've got Cedric who's still going.
Standing.
The other zombie, and then we know the constables are probably coming through the same door that we all came through.
You aren't certain. Yep.
Okay, but it's the front door.
No, you came in through the back door.
No,
so-
yeah, we didn't come in.
Oh
through the
yeah, we
front.
came in through the back door. Okay. What I'm thinking of is I want to cast black ribbons.
Okay.
Yeah.
Describe the spell and how it plays out.
Okay, I'm trying to figure out where I want to target it before I describe it. So it's a 20-foot cube. I would love if it could snatch some zombies, but it is also concentration up to a minute, so I know that like if the constables are coming in, it might also grab some of them. So I want to be like as strategic as possible, and I'll let you tell me, Jake, like how tricky I can get that.
Yeah, I'm going to give you two options here real quick. All right. You can either choose to kind of target the center of the sanctuary, the center of the church itself, which means you get to target the 3 zombies, Cedric included, that are on Vic in this moment. Or you can choose to place it near Otto, which is going to more kind of like protect if you choose to all exit out of that way, you may be able to do so. Though these might affect you, it looks like. These are not like your friends.
No.
So you can either choose to sort of like target the center of the church, which means that if constables start bursting in it, they can also target the constables, or
Yeah.
you can try to use it to potentially make your escape easier.
I would like to do it in the center because I'm not affected by it, but I think the 3 of them are, so it would impede their escape. So I'll
Awesome.
put it in the center.
What does it look like as your black ribbons get cast?
Well, I'm still wearing my shadow armor, so veil is still wrapped around me, and I think it's one of those like instead of looking like practical armor, it's one of those like absolutely impractical looking like big femme fatale black billowy like I just murdered my husband and I'm going to his funeral kind of sleeves. Like it's just this
Yeah.
kind of
I'm
you know,
terribly worried,
yeah.
officer.
Yeah.
floaty kind of black dress, deep slit kind of moment. And I think I look down at the stairs where Ronnie has just said, I'm sure don't follow. And I look back at Otto, who is just going through it, and Vic, who's fine. And I'm going to I feel like she's very overwhelmed in this moment. And I think that I just kind of let out this like gasping kind of cry, and the sort of place where where the skirt of the dress pools on the ground, shoots out. And so the ribbons are kind of coming out of my clothing. And
Okay.
they'll detach, they'll unfurl, but I pull. Black Ribbons is like pulling pieces of the plane of shadow into our reality. So I think it starts to warp the church. I think we hear Allie's end, those whispers, those clinks of little glasses.
Can we eat them? Can we eat them? We have to stop them. Don't die. Save us. As these tendrils reach forward, you see for a moment this almost heartbeat. You hear it as you see this lamp sort of flicker, and in the shattering light of the church stained glass falling down, you see as the lights sort of flicker for a moment, and suddenly these shadowy tendrils reach out, and they plunge forward. You with that check, watch as the shadowy tendrils appear, and I'm placing it here. You see is immediately the two zombies that are not Cedric are grabbed by the shadowy tendrils and are restrained in this moment. As they're sort of dominating center room, they're not yet grabbing Vic because Vic is just positioned. I'm being very polite in this moment to not be targeted in this way. And yeah, they are restrained by the shadowy tendrils. Awesome.
And then I would love to ignore Ronnie.
I love it.
But I'm not gonna run down kind of blindly. I would like to go as quietly as possible because she said like don't come down here, and seems to think that she's got things under control, and I don't want to break anything happening there.
Cool. All right. Cool. Make a stealth check. Vic, it's your turn. We'll come back to your stealth check coming up, Cordelia, so you don't have to announce it right now.
Yeah. Now that there's sort of these, I'm still just surrounded by zombies, huh?
Two of them are restrained, which means you have advantage against them. Cedric continues to stand there, blades cutting into Cedric's body. Two of them are restrained. They'll have disadvantage against you. You have advantage against them.
In teacher moment, are both the blades and the black ribbons there at the same time?
I don't think so.
You're right. Thank you,
I think I can only have one.
The cloud of daggers vanishes.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I think Vic knows constables are on the way, but Cordelia and Ronnie are still downstairs. They need to buy a little more time, and that's what he's going to do in this moment. So he's going to keep swinging on these zombies. I'll say he's going to make one attack on Cedric to see if that'll do anything, and then he's going to switch to one of the other zombies.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah. Unnatural 20.
The weapon swings forward. Do your damage.
All right. This one he's aiming for the head. This is
okay.
Decapitation.
6 points of damage.
6 points of damage. You see his head, Cedric's head snaps to the side, snaps itself back, continues to stare you down.
And then he's gonna swing at one of the other zombies.
Go for it. You have advantage.
Advantage is great. Love advantage. Okay, that's still gonna be an 11 to hit.
11 to hit against these zombies. 11 successfully hits.
Excellent zombies. All right.
Yeah.
Nice. That is 11 points of damage.
Immediately with your second attack, you kill one of these zombies. You see as you just hit it, you crack it. You see as the tendril continues to pull and wrestle with it, but it is no longer moving.
For reference, my first roll on that was a nat 1.
Okay.
So it was only because it was restrained by the ribbons that I was able to make contact. So my arms are heavy. I'm so tired. And it's only because this thing was held in place that I was able to just land that final blow as it collapses to the ground. And I said through the unconsciously through the mental link, "Oh, thanks, Cordelia. Cora, whatever I call you. And I'm here.
Otto, I had skipped you, but it's your turn. You have a zombie on you. What would you like to do?
I think I'm just gonna give him a good little whack. Try to kill him real quick.
Okay.
There's going to be a 10 minus 2 plus 7. So 8 plus 7 is 15.
The blade slices into the zombie. You hit. Deal your damage.
I gotcha. Let's see. 1d6 plus. That's going to be 4 plus 4, which is 8.
8.
And then, is he still standing?
He is still standing.
If he is, I'll use my bonus action to throw the other dagger at him.
Go for it.
Bam. That is 11 minus 2 plus 7. So that's 9 plus 7, 16. That's a d4. And it's sneak attack damage. So I'm going to deal minimum of like 8 damage. So, let me see. So that's 4 plus 3 roll. 4 plus 11 plus 4. That's 19.
With the second strike, you see is with your first one, you slice up. Your second one, you throw, and immediately the blade hits into the bottom of the neck, goes up through the skull. You always destroy the brain of a zombie. As you see, as the zombie falls to the ground, slumping, and is dead. Otto, you have your movement and your bonus action, or just your movement left as you stand here free from enemies. Vic is still surrounded by 2, one being grappled.
Yeah, but Vic is fine.
Yeah. I mean, Vic's gotta be okay. Like, he's been fine this whole time.
You also saw Cordelia race downstairs.
Okay.
Well, Vic, it seems like you have things up here all covered. So, unless you'd like a hand or two, I think I'm gonna go and completely disobey what our friend Ronnie asked us to do and go check on it. That explosion didn't really sit well with me.
Okay. Just know you don't have long before the my co-workers come charging in those doors.
Oh yeah, they'll be back to retrieve the sword off old Pikey Boy's body on top of the roof. So,
okay.
And with
All right,
that,
Otto.
I guess I have 30 feet of movement to get on top. Okay. I imagine if both of them are downstairs, I don't know what's going on. That does worry me. Is there another entrance downstairs, or just the one that Cordelia went down?
You have no idea.
Okay.
Shoot through the floor.
Shoot through the floor.
It's probably fine.
I got you. I am going to, I guess go down. I'm going to follow behind. I'm going to keep a little bit different distance back though from Cordelia.
You'll be in the far back of this experience here as we come into Archbishop Frost's turn. Ronnie, you technically go after Archbishop Frost. I gave you the opportunity to go at the same time as him last time. Cordelia, you are sneaking. Cordelia, what is your sneak check?
25.
All right, you sneaky people.
It's a dangerous world, Jake.
Yeah.
You gotta be careful.
Hand me the scroll, Ronnie. You were always such a trouble. We have an opportunity here. I have an opportunity here to save us all. Think about it, Ronnie. With that scroll in my book, and he pats his spell book that sits with him. If I can place that here, I will be able to have the power truly over death and life. It's so simple. And we can have a symbol that Cordelia Claremont. So easy if she were to die. And I bring her back.
I would like to reach in as if I'm getting my scroll,
Rad.
and then I. Go ahead.
But I'm going to keep building with the scene. So as you reach in, your wife, Ronnie, your wife could come back. We could bring them all back.
And I would
inspectors.
I want to lean forward, like I'm intrigued by that notion, so that I get real close to him, so it's harder to see and lock eyes.
Archbishop Frost reaches forward as if he was going to cup your face.
Great. Cup that face. Do that. And then I want to pull out my gun and I want to shoot him point blank in the heart.
I love it.
That's what I want.
Ronnie, you think through this. You think about how this is going to happen.
Yeah.
You see his hand cups your face. It is still his turn in this moment as he's giving his little fill-in monologue. And you see as he gets very close to you, you smell his breath. The kind of almost like rot and rancor that is just somebody who does not care for their teeth. And you see as he leans forward, and in this moment of locking eyes with you, says, I could bring her back, Ronnie. I know you struggled so hard last time, and I'm sorry. And he points for just a second, this is all kind of happening in this very slow motion moment, was busy with me. Do you look at where he's pointing?
No.
Okay.
Because no, I'm still keeping up the Does he smell? Is it more than like as a cleric? Am I smelling not just like this person does not take care of themselves, and more like this is some form of undead?
As a cleric, you think that you've messed with undead like just barely in your life.
Yeah.
You think he's like on the door, so he's not undead. He's on the door of it, whatever that might mean.
So like doing, for example, sear undead, would I think that would do anything to him if I were to channel my divinity? And instead of pulling out my gun, pull out my holy symbol. You
could really go for it. I mean, this is a little bit of a gamble.
I'm gonna do it.
Rad. All right. Yet again, we are going to face off. You're taking an action at the same time he is taking his action. And two things happen here. I'm going to need an initiative roll against me to see which one of us goes first in this beat in this moment.
Okay.
I'm going to warn you. I'm rolling with advantage.
Great. Okay. I only got an 11.
Okay. With a 17 on the die.
Okay.
Archbishop Frost cupping your face in his hand, you're reaching in, your hand wraps around your holy symbol in this moment. You see as Archbishop Frost, that thought in the back of your mind, something is amiss in what is going on here. Archbishop Frost, you smell the odor and the awful around him. You're still going to be able to do your action, but he's going to do his first in this moment. As he takes an action, as you reach into your jacket, let me ask you a question. Where is the scroll on your person?
I think it's in my jacket. I just think it's in a different pocket.
Okay. He reaches forward, and I'm going to ask you a question here. With your seer undead, do you want to roll double your damage in exchange for him being able to reach into your coat? You are sacrificing the ability to sort of like shift away in this moment to fully get him.
Yeah, I think she would take the risk because there are lots of pockets in there.
Yeah.
You know, like I think she would take the risk to do double damage.
Okay, perfect. You watch as he reaches forward, the hand goes into your jacket. In this moment, Cordelia, you come down the steps in this second. You see the exchange that is happening. Ronnie, you pull out the holy symbol using your turn undead. As you channel the divine in this moment, you hear chains rattling, and you see to your right the figure with the graying beard writhe and twist in this moment. You feel the power come to your fingertips, and you see divine magic stretch up the chains and struggle to get past them. Resolving to push yourself forward, you see as the magic pushes free in this moment. You're kind of accepting, like, I'm just going for it here.
Yeah.
As the searing attack goes forward against Archbishop Frost, as you feel his fingers reach, seemingly kind of almost guided, to wrap around the poster, wrap around the scroll. Deal your damage doubled. And how many dice is that?
It is well, I have 2d8, so it would be 4d8.
48.
I only have 2 at my disposal, so I'm gonna have to. So it's 9 plus 8, so it's 17 points of radiant damage.
Oh.
Also, he needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
It's turn undead.
Because Seer Undead
it's Turn Undead.
It goes on top of Turn Undead, so I have to do the Turn Undead first.
Rad.
So wisdom saving throw of 11, and if you fail, you are incapacitated for 1 minute.
You watch as he leans forward, fingers wrapping around, with a 15 on his saving throw.
Okay.
He takes the 17 points of damage. You see the symbol sear into his chest in this moment. You hear the voice you always hear of, I was delayed, but it is being spoken right next to you upon the table. And you see as Archbishop Frost stumbles back, the poster, pull it out from your pocket. Cordelia, you have gotten to the bottom of the stairs. Archbishop Frost looks up at you smiling and says, you're a terrible actress, Ronnie. You need to learn how to charm better. And he as he's backing up that searing pain in his chest, he goes, the show must go on. Cordelia, I will await you. And he snaps his fingers, saying, the deal is broken. You are unbound now. The chains around your divine entity, Ronnie, shatter. And he vanishes.
Was that
Cordelia?
an action for him to vanish?
It is a bonus action.
Silvery barbs. Can I do that to get rid
It
of
does
his
not
bonus
work in
action?
that context. So sorry. I love the thought and I saw it coming.
Can I bonus action?
Yeah, of course you can.
Can I face step to him and grab on?
Yeah, well, why not? How can I say no when it's cool? You know, it's not my fault.
It's just very cool. It's just a cool idea.
I want to go with
Rule of cool.
wherever he's going.
Okay. You you step forward, and Cordelia, as you get to the bottom of the stairs, you do not see a figure sitting on the table. This room actually just looks like a pristine, normal-looking embalming room. Normal for the best part of an embalming room. As you watch, as Ronnie has plunged this emblem into Frost's chest, he backs up. He suddenly raises his fingers. Your seal is broken. Snaps his fingers, and the room seems to lighten just slightly as that happens. And as he vanishes, you see in a cloud of seared leaves and vines, Ronnie has stepped forward.
Right before I disappear, I would love Psychic Link to say, come find me.
You step forward. You hear. Are you saying this to everyone or just Cordelia?
To everybody.
To everyone.
In the link.
Superb. You watch as suddenly you appear and you are standing right next to Vic.
Oh.
Ronnie, you are standing right next to Vic.
I did it.
You see as Frost is standing right next to you.
Okay.
And you, Ronnie, know that certain clerics that have the capacity to project their images can switch between them if need be. You are all standing in the sanctuary in this moment in time, all standing there. Ronnie, you've taken basically all your actions during that exchange. Frost has taken all of his actions in that exchange. That was wild, and it is going to be Cedric's turn.
Also, are they restrained at the end of their turn?
They are appearing not in the space, like they're next to Cedric in a space where they're not being targeted by those strands. Sure. It's a great question, though.
I also want to say torch the poster.
Cedric is going to go. You successfully hit Cedric, so I believe he's sapped. Is that correct?
Yes. So
You've just been like wailing on.
It's insane. It's absolutely insane.
Two unrelenting forces. One doesn't get hit, one takes all the hits.
Vic, you are standing there. Ronnie, you arrive. Vic and Ronnie, you have an opportunity to kind of look at each other as everything is resolving. Cordelia, you've watched as they vanished. And Cordelia, you then see like a second later, an illusory version of Frost is standing there. And you are no stranger to illusions. This is not a surprise to you. As you all, Vic and Ronnie, you look at one another. Vic, you see as Cedric is moving to strike, and the strike swings past you and goes directly towards Ronnie. Ronnie, what is your AC?
It is 17.
17 with a 16 on the die. The claws strike into you, Ronnie, in this moment in time. Ronnie, you will take 2d6 plus 3 damage. Ronnie, what is your HP?
But he missed me.
No, you got a 16 on the die.
16 on the die, sorry. Total of 21.
Oh, I see. I would like to use my second chance, please.
What's that?
When a creature you can see hits you with an attack roll, you can use your reaction to force that creature to re-roll. Once you use this ability, you can't use it again until you roll initiative at the start of combat or until you finish a short or long rest.
Remind me what your AC is again?
17.
You sure it's not lower? Just to check it. Okay, just checking. Just checking it. Awesome.
Still 17.
So sick.
You could have hit me. You could have hit me.
You watch as swinging forward, Cedric, instead of striking at you, Vic, seems to immediately fixate on you, Ronnie. The claws reaching forward as they swing at you for a second. Ronnie, you see Cedric's eyes almost beseeching in this moment, are looking to connect with yours. As they do, for but the briefest of seconds, there's a falter and a pause, and Vic immediately punches the forearm down. The blade, the claw swings downward, and it misses you with a 15 total to try to hit you. Oh! And now, superb. Oh, so good. Oh man! All right, Cedric has now. Sorry, I'm just catching up to that. Cedric has gone, but smells so terrible that Ronnie, I need a Constitution saving throw from you, DC 10.
Didn't make it.
You are poisoned, which means you have disadvantage on your checks, basically
Great.
everything.
Great.
I'm
just like, oh, I'm so sorry. Oh.
Vic, the other zombie, the one that's being restrained, misses you as we come to the end of the round. And as there's a moment and a pause, Otto, you stand at the top of the stairs, starting to enter down. Cordelia, you stand at the base. You hear, "This is Inspector Solara. We've got you surrounded. Come out with your hands up."
If I take my movement, I can get back out of back to the top of the stairs where I can see everything, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna move back up there first.
You get right up to Otto.
And then I am going to, so I can see Frost still, right? He's still there.
Yep.
I'm going to use a bonus action and cast Unsettling Words.
Rad.
Which means I within 60 feet, I can see him. I need to roll a 1d6.
Go, Cordelia.
Huh?
Bardic inspiration. I'm inspiring you. Cleric inspiration.
Thank you.
All of you see Frost. All of you are in positions where you can inevitably attack Frost in this moment, if need be.
Sorry, I had to like find my actual dice.
You're good.
5.
5.
Okay, so creature must subtract the number rolled from the next saving throw it makes. So I'm going to look at him and say, well, if it isn't my angel investor, let's make that title a little literal, shall we? And then I'm going to cast Hold Person.
Okay. Awesome. DC?
See. I lost it for a sec. 14.
You see as he goes, yes, you're an investor, Cordelia. We have a show to get to. And almost like physically slaps the Hold Person away. You see as you're fighting in, you're all getting a sense that you're kind of fighting in Frost's home turf here, and that he has set some things up to give him advantage in certain situations to protect himself. So you see as he slaps that away, Cordelia, as you do this. Cordelia, unless you want to, you've moved your way up. We're going to have Otto go, if that works for you. Yep. Otto?
Righty. Well, can I do a... Is there a way I can do a perception or the like? Because like you said, we're on his home turf. Otto's noticed that he tried dealing damage to the big abomination. Absolutely nothing happened. It was able to force out his psychic blade. So Vic's literally just holding off this thing that's never going to die unless something happens to Frost. Frost, it seems like he's taken a lot of damage based on the gunshot and everything else, but he's still up and standing. Can I kind of like scope the room and see if there's anything I can see that might be aiding him in this?
What a question. As you look, you know that with every one of your attacks, every one of Vic's, all of Cordelia's, you know that there's been, I believe almost, I think it's approximately 9 times at this point that Cedric should have fallen. And as you look around, you notice the amount of smoke wisping up in the air. And there is but one more candle still lit in the room.
Can I use prestidigitation to snuff it out?
Yeah.
I'll do
you
that.
can. All right. That is your action to prestidigitation. As you... in this moment, do you want to leave a little bit of like the Zephyros liquid and water behind?
Oh, absolutely.
Like this sort of splash of water as you do so, and Cedric, you see, goes breathing in, and that gas, that almost like awful odor and stench, seems to fully dissipate from the body of Cedric in this moment. And Vic, you see, is almost like a husk. Cedric is still standing, but with no level of resilience. Otto, you see the same thing. You've used your action to use prestidigitation, but you see is now almost husk-like Cedric stands.
Alrighty, and can I do anything else at this moment? Actually, I think I might be able to. I'm actually just going to take the bonus action to dodge. I'm going to take the dodge action as a bonus, so that way I can prep in case anyone's going to hit me. It seems like they have this covered down here, so I'm just going to kind of walk up the stairs a little bit and keep an eye out towards Vic to see if he might need some help.
Perfect. No.
What?
I thought you were upstairs with us already.
Everybody's upstairs.
We're all upstairs.
Oh, we're all upstairs. Okay, yeah. Then I'll take the dodge action.
Yeah. Because you got to kind of the top of the stairs, Otto, by the time you were going down. So positionally, you're all upstairs.
That's perfectly fine then.
Is the front door closed after you?
Nah, the hinges are broken. The door is splintered.
The side door.
Yeah, the side door.
Yeah, side. Okay. Good enough.
Otto, you take your dodge action. You all stand there for a second. Vic, it is your turn.
All right.
Upcoming is Archbishop and then Ronnie.
Great. I see the Archbishop in front of me.
Yeah, Cordelia. Wait, Cordelia has something that I'm
yeah,
sure.
I had
impacted.
a little question because like Cedric was caught by the black ribbons, right?
No, Cedric has been unaffected by the black ribbons
Okay,
positionally.
but you're right near them.
Yeah,
So-
there is
so
a zombie
Frost
that
didn't-
is being grabbed in them right now.
But Frost didn't reappear inside of them.
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna swing on Frost.
Okay.
And I think I'm gonna try and do it non-lethally because I have some questions for him. Someone else might kill him, but I'm gonna try and knock him out.
Okay.
Yeah. So first swing. is
You're still
probably gonna
fighting.
miss.
Cedric is still next to you, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
Okay, so first swing misses, 7 total. Second swing also misses, but I'm gonna action surge.
Okay.
Nice. That is gonna be an unnatural 20.
Okay.
All right. As I miss, I'm so tired and just like a little bit of energy to keep going on as I draw on this well that I have not had to tap before yesterday. Had not had to tap into this in a while. That is going to be 10 points of damage to him.
Rust will be the reason you don't get to see a kiss in the shadow. Remember that. Channel that.
Yeah.
Due to my poor clerical check, you did 14 points of damage. Is that correct, Ronnie?
From the searing, yes.
Yes. No, 17.
17 points of damage.
So there's 10 points of damage that I just did.
Archbishop, you watch as he. What's it look like as you kill the Archbishop?
I'm knocking him out. I am. Yes,
What? Okay, my
yeah.
apologies.
But in old movie fashion, I'm just gonna take him on the head as he collapses to the ground. But with that, it's just a punch. I knock him out with a punch.
Yeah. Classic Indiana Jones punch. But
Fully.
whack.
Awesome.
I love that
Yeah.
we've all done these deeply dramatic, very intense attacks on Frost, and then you just like punch him straight in the face, and that's what works.
Yeah,
that's what
that's
does
what-
Full
it.
what we gotta
Indiana
do.
Jones level punch. Yeah.
Look,
Well,
it almost
it's
it works.
that I missed twice first, so it's swing, and he's just like backing up, magic. There's black tentacles everywhere, and finally,
He's just tired of it.
One more, and then with like a backswing, because I still have one more attack from the action surge. I'm gonna take the club and just hit smack Cedric,
Go for it.
and miss that too.
Cool.
I'm,
my God.
I'm so tired. My arms are so heavy.
Look, I'm just
You're
saying,
doing
punching
amazing, sweetie.
seems to be like the best way to hit somebody.
Just
All the
punch
damage
him.
I've taken
Yeah.
this whole game is just by being punched in the face multiple
we've-
times.
Yeah, seriously.
Too hard.
Who needs weapons? Who needs any of this shenanigans? All right. Wow. So you watch as you wait, what was it? You missed with Cedric?
Yeah, I missed on Cedric.
Oh,
I got a
okay.
2 on the die. And I was like, and I now am looking at Cedric in the eye, his, cold, undead eyes. Like, one of us is gonna break eventually. Do you want to just sit down? I know he's probably not gonna respond, but I'm hoping that he does.
I love the ask. It's
Yeah.
so rad. Okay, awesome. You swing. Cedric misses. You miss Cedric in this moment of time as Vic does this. You see as the Archbishop gets hit and goes and crumbles to the ground. And you see, still clutching the scroll, the Archbishop falls, and you all see is sort of like this flare of light for a moment as the bishop of this church seems to crumple to the ground. You know something magical is happening, though you're not fully necessarily certain what, except for dear sweet Ronnie, make a religion check.
Oh.
It's one of the only times that you would get to do this because you're a cleric.
Vic just became the bishop. That's how this works.
Yeah.
14 plus 9 is 23.
Oh my god. Perfect. I am going to respond to that in one moment. The Archbishop falls to the ground.
I like the idea that to become like head pope or archbishop, you just gotta fight the other ones in a duel.
Trial by
That's
combat.
how it works.
Trial by combat.
Ronnie.
If your faith in your god ain't strong enough.
Ronnie, it is your turn.
I need to take the scroll away from him. That is my only thought.
Perfect.
So I want to step forward and grab it.
All right. Wonderful. Do me a favor, Ronnie. You have a focus on this.
Yep.
You're focusing on this. Everyone else, what's your passive perception? Ronnie, make a perception check.
Okie dokie.
What's the passive perceptions? 8 plus proficiency plus your
Wisdom.
Wisdom.
Well,
I got a
Oh.
15 for perception.
Right.
It's basically just the same thing as your regular perception, right? With
It's
no
listed.
modifiers.
It's listed on your. If you're in D&D Beyond, it is listed on
Yeah.
your senses.
I am not.
Oh, I got you. I got you auto. I got you auto
8,
actually right here.
16.
You're good. I got it.
Okay.
It's 15. So
Well, I have expertise in perception, so my modifier on perception itself is +8.
yeah, it wouldn't change in this case though. This is sort of like with you not focusing. It's more like can you spot things without paying attention too deeply. You see in this moment, Ronnie, as you reach down, that with almost like a twitch, and you all see it. The bishop almost instinctually tries to keep the scroll, right, even unconscious. And Ronnie, with your 15, you spot this, but you can reach down if you want and grab the scroll.
Gonna.
Okay. Perfect. Anything else? You're kind of stepping up with your scroll at this moment in time. I'm kind of getting a sense of what your entire turn is going to be before I resolve things.
Feels like the scroll is too powerful. And I understand that there's a possibility that I would be able to get someone back that I love, but it is causing all of this. So I think she would like to set it on fire.
Hey, that might be like our bargaining chip to get out of here.
Oh,
That's
you misunderstand. I did not say that out loud.
just gonna read your intent here.
Okay.
It was not in the link.
Yeah.
I was drawing pictures of lighting the scroll
Ronnie,
on fire, but I'm a bad artist, so it didn't look like it.
I'm gonna tell you this, Ronnie, not because you're not gonna do this and kind of give away your hand of what your plan is yet.
Got it. Mm-hmm.
It is not the first time you've interacted with a magical item.
Okay.
To just light it on fire may not work. I think there's a little bit more ritual that is required. Otherwise, any scroll in front of a dragon would just like vanish, right?
Yeah.
So
is Cedric
still standing?
Can I use the scroll to bring him back as a person? Do I know if I can use it on him? Or like, is his body damaged enough that like, if I brought him back, he would just immediately die? Like, is that a religious like?
You know that if you try to use the scroll, which would
Yeah.
take another turn's worth of action,
Sure.
you could try to bring Cedric back. Enough religious training tells you that the level of the scroll could bring Cedric back.
Okay. And like, I know that it's a single use situation.
You know that it's a single use, and that based upon the power of the scroll, you might not even successfully use it.
Yeah. But that's what I want to do. I am gonna tell everybody.
That thought goes through your mind in this moment.
Like, scroll is too powerful. I want to use it to bring back Cedric and be done. Then they can't have it.
On your next turn, you can start. You can attempt to do that action should you choose to.
Okay. If I have enough time in the brain space in our group text, I would like to say, like, shield me until I can get it done.
As that thought goes through your mind, you resolve for a moment, focusing on Cedric, to say, okay, I'm going to bring him back.
Mm-hmm.
The magic that seems to Frost has imbued in this space, you see as things start to seem to almost get darker in this moment. It is Cedric's turn as the husk shifts, raising the claw, and with a bolt of energy strikes at you, Ronnie.
Mm-hmm.
with a 19 on the die for a total of 24.
That does hit me. It does.
The claw.
I would like to use my reaction.
It's my girl.
I'd like to cast Silvery Barbs.
I'm gonna have Vic roll a d20 for me.
Okay.
Oh, that's mean. That's just because he rolls bad.
Whoa. Okay. Well, it's an 8, but yeah.
See, last time you rolled for him, you rolled like a nat 1. Like
I rolled a few now once today. Don't worry about it.
With an 8
Same.
plus 5, you find yourselves. You see as Cedric's claw misses you, and Ronnie, as it misses you, as the silvery barbs reaches forward and strikes into Cedric to slow this attack and to make him miss. Ronnie, in the back of your mind, you are missing something. There is something that your cleric-y brain is like, there's something wrong in this exchange. As that thought goes through your mind, as you've resolved to save Cedric. Okay, we've given you enough time. We're bursting in. The doors immediately slam open and constables charge into the room. First, it's 3, 6, 9. All of them raising weapons. Solara at the front, sword outstretched. Or not a sword, sorry. In this case, you see as a halberd outstretched. And you hear as she goes, raise your hands in the air. And you hear as like muttering among the constables are like, they've killed the Archbishop. They've killed the Archbishop. You're wanted for murder of the Archbishop Frost and deviant crimes across the city.
Well, he did try to kill us first. He attacked us, killed Cedric, raised him back, I guess, and he's been fighting Vic for about 10 minutes now. You're awfully kind of late. Pike is dead. If you look outside, there's a whole menagerie of zombies out there.
And I point to the one that's next to them on the left.
So, are we really the ones at fault here, or are we just cleaning up some mess and corruption inside of Ebonreach so that way we can all prosper?
In this moment, what an eloquent way to say this, Otto. And as you speak these words, Otto, the primary thing going through your mind is, I'm from Dockside.
Yeah.
Who am I in this moment? Vic, you see Solara looking not at any of you, but looking directly at Frost. And you recall, Vic, having heard with Otto, Frost's promise to Solara.
Yeah.
Collectively,
Can you remind me what that promise was?
Frost said, Solara was like, I am not your dog. And Frost said, do you recall your husband? Don't you wish to see him again? And it dawns on all of you that to be standing over the dead body of the figure who's been promising power over death, the thing that comes for us all, does not look good. And as we come to the end of our session, I want you all to just have a moment to talk with one another. What are you going to do? You have a psychic link. I cannot stop this conversation.
Vic said out loud, he's not dead. We can still bring back your husband.
Well, hold on.
Right out loud.
He
Wait.
doesn't have to be alive for us to bring back her husband. I'm fairly certain we can find some other means.
Hey, that's what he says out loud. He just wants to get her attention.
So Vic says that. Otto has given a speech. I'll give Otto another opportunity here, but I'm going to give kind of everyone like an action in this moment. Cordelia or Ronnie, where are we going?
I am going to use the psychic link for a second to weigh in to see what would be good to do. I'm kind of wondering if it is, she does not like him. She's already said, like, I'm not your dog. There's all of that. This is a world without resurrection magic. There are zombies active right now. I am curious about doing like a deception that like Frost is a fraud. Look at that zombie. That is all he can do. The scroll can only do this. Is this
That
what
could
you
work.
want your husband to be?
And I'd also kind of like to, and that's to the psychic link, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I say,
That's a pretty good idea, because even with Pikey Boy, he just turned him into a puddle of water and then teleported him around. So no real resurrection there, more of a reversal of unlifing.
I'm gonna pause a moment and then say, I have the scroll into the link. I have the scroll and I have a diamond.
And I'll say back, they might not know that the scroll is the poster. We should
No,
make sure
I'm-
that they don't.
That's
Yeah.
fine, but I'm saying if our things don't come through, I can maybe actually do it.
I'm gonna be frank. I don't really respect or like her. Think that she deserves a husband back after everything that she's done to us and the people of Darkside and Ebonreach. She was willing to blow up weird studios and everybody going to watch Cordelia's new film. Someone like that doesn't deserve happiness in my mind. They're just more barnacles latched onto the dark side.
Vic thinks back. Now, are you really gonna hold someone's past against them?
It's their
you like
present.
the captain
It-
to owe you a favor?
It's the present, though. It's not the past. They're actively trying to kill us. Do you not recall? She gave Pike her sword to stab through my back. She's attacked you. She left you out of the. You're probably out of the job at this point. I don't even know why you're defending them.
It sounds like in all these exchanges, negotiation is our tactic.
Yeah. I do love that they don't know that we're psychically linked. So
Oh, yeah.
they like
No,
said a thing and we're just like,
I mean, it's
We're looking
happening
at each
so.
other like,
It's happening so fast, but what I love about this exchange in some way is it's truly just like they come in, and as we come to the end of our scene, I'll paint that picture, right? And you all stand either on the wings of this scene or in the full center. There are tentacles of shadow and mist wrapped around a zombie and restraining it. Cedric continues to stand there. Every constable has leveled their weapons in this moment and are watching. As Cordelia, you're thinking to yourself, can I put on a show? Can we put on a show in this moment? Otto, you're thinking to yourself, right? It sounds to me like some level of.
she gets what she deserves. Like she genuinely does not deserve to have her husband back, because I understand love makes you do crazy things.
Yeah.
But the moment you stop valuing my life is the moment you have forfeited your own. Like
Also, we're
that's-
not killing her. We're just not bringing back her husband.
that strikes
exactly,
you.
exactly.
Yeah. That strikes you right as you're like, okay, how do we deceive our way through this? And in this moment of beat where like all of you are psychically talking to each other very quickly, Vic goes, he's not going to be able to bring your dead husband back. And every constable turns and looks at Solara, whose face seems to kind of go pale in this moment. And Vic, you and all of you pick up on it. Vic in particular, you are picking up on this. You are up on the take that at least a chunk of these constables do not know what Solara is up to,
make her talk her way out of it.
and that they're surprised by that statement. And as we have that moment of realization, as we determine either deception or the next steps, we're going to bring our episode to an end. Our party having successfully survived against these enemies. I want to acknowledge that Cedric is still standing, but as you watch, Cedric and the zombie both stop moving. A second later, they are falling to the ground as if acting as well and painting a scene here. We come to the end of our episode. And thanks so much, gang, for coming and playing. And good job, gang. We super survived that. Thanks so much for hanging out and watching us at Alley's End. It's so much fun to have folks join. And Survival Thor, it's so much fun to see you here. So we play on Thursdays at 6:30 for those of you watching, and we invite you to come back next week. We're going to have a pre-recorded episode. That's going to be our penultimate episode of this adventure, where we are going to have the pre-recorded episode. We'll watch how our party moves through this, and there may be one episode after that. So keep tuned, in tune, and see what happens here.
It depends on if we die.
Yeah, or it depends on if you keep rolling nat 20s and just completely crushing the narrative. So it's so fantastic. I love it. Beyond that, there are a bunch of other shows that are happening in the Dungeon Scrollers, which is where we're being hosted. And so I invite you to go and check them out. I know that there's a really fun show that Trevor plays. I'm loath that I forget what it is. Help. The
Baldur's
space
Gate
thing.
3. No.
No.
Oh, the space thing.
Shut
Oh
up.
my goodness.
Mass Effect.
Mass Effect. I keep every single time I want to say Elden Ring, but it's not Elden Ring.
And I want to acknowledge that I do a lot of After Effects work. So every time I think effect, I go After Effects, and I'm like, it's not what it is. So check out Trevor, who plays earlier today around noon. He plays Mass Effect. He's a fantastic writer who plays Mass Effect and weighs in on it as a writer. I know that Lauren plays Baldur's Gate. She's another fantastic writer, and she plays those games. So check out the Dungeon Scrollers schedule to find out what games are going on. As we've exited out of the holidays, that schedule may be a little bit different, so go and check out it. You can go and see the schedule just here at our homepage on Twitch. And tune back in next Thursday. We'll have a pre-recorded episode, and it's going to be so much fun. Cast, gang, it's a ton of fun, and I really want to give a big shout out here. Happy birthday again, Ronnie. It's so fun to have you
Happy
here.
birthday, Ronnie.
It would be really wild if this happened on Ronnie's birthday.
That's right.
What a horrible way to spend your
So
birthday.
bad.
It's
You got
crazy.
breathed on by an old man. I think that was the worst.
It's gross. It's just the
And-
trauma.
And with that being said, we're going to close things out this evening, but we'll see you next week for our penultimate episode. So thanks again, and bye.
Bye, friends.
Bye.